here on the Anvil server. I'm Fred Hophead, and today I've got the pleasure of talking with Stan2112, who is a very active member on the Steam workshop doing, as I understand, you are doing Reforged Eden builds. Now, didn't you used to do vanilla, or have you always done just RE,
No,
Stan?
I definitely started with vanilla. That's how I
Yeah,
started playing the game.
okay. How long
But
have you
yeah,
been building? How long have you been building, man?
I started playing the game back in July,
Okay.
so I've probably been building since late July.
Okay. Okay. And you started out playing. Hey, what's up, Filbert? Thanks for joining today, man. We were just doing a quick little intro. It's me and Stan. We're in here at the Anvil Creative server, and we're going to take. Hey, what's up, Dark? How are you doing, buddy? How are you? We are going to be taking a look at every one of Stan's builds and just taking a look at what he's got. We're going to actually, you guys may or may not know this, but Stan also does a lot of bases. So I'm a big lover of bases, even though I'm a little pissed off at the direction of bases right now, but we won't get political. You know, I love bases. Don't get me wrong. But anyways, what would you like to start with, Stan? What do you want to talk with first?
Well, I figured we'd start from the beginning and
Okay.
make
All
a
right.
progression from then till now.
I'm going to turn the light on. I hope you're cool with that.
That's fine.
Okay. All right.
So if we go over here to the, I don't know, whichever corner this is,
Uh-huh. Oh yeah. Okay.
this little, this little runt, it's the first thing I
Yeah.
ever did.
Well, that's
It's a little
cool, man.
little SV. It was modeled after something in like a 1970s sci-fi show.
Yeah, yeah. That's
I forget what it was
groovy.
called. And that was actually published, I think, sometime in August.
Man, I
I've
gotta
never
tell you,
actually.
it looks very like it should be in a near future Air Force, like an Air Force warplane or something.
Yeah, I mean, I tried to make it close to what the original was, which
Mm-hmm.
was
Mm-hmm.
a sci-fi ship. So
What show was it from or movie? What?
I think I want to say it was Buck Rogers,
Oh, okay, okay. The
but
TV show with
the TV show, yeah, from the 70s.
right with the funny fucking ribber. Hello,
Beady beady
Buck.
beady.
Yeah. Okay. All
You know,
right. Man, I used to watch that shit when I was little. Holy hell. Are we old? I guess we're old now.
I'll be 50 next year, so yeah, I think I'm old.
Yeah, I guess we're there. Okay. Okay. Well, that's cool. What kind of armaments on it? I'm seeing a GAT. I'm seeing a
Probably just
couple.
got a gat and two rockets.
Are those unguided? Those are
I would have.
unguided?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. I don't have a
It's been so
tool on
long
me.
since I even saw this thing.
Right, right, right. Let's see, what is it on? Yeah, it's a standard rocket launcher. And the man has some lights on it. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I started with
Very
lights. Yeah, I
cool.
put this passenger seat in here too, and I realize now that you can't get to it. There's no
But it
door.
looks good. It's hey, dude, it's deco. Consider it functional deco. In a
It is
pinch,
deco.
yeah, in a pinch, you zap that window out and they can sit right down.
Yep.
Screw it. Hell yeah, man. No, but it even though you can't get to it, it looks cool. It looks cool. Yeah, I like that. All right.
So that's the illustrious start right
That's your
there.
first one. That's your first
First
one.
one.
Okay. All right. And so from there, which were okay. All right.
So we'll just come down this way. This is
Yeah.
the S Stock Mark One.
Uh-huh.
This is based on a ship I found on, I think, what's the name? It's not Sketchfab. It's something station.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it was my first real foray into really trying something.
Right, right.
And it's what I like about this one is the engine nacelle back here. Um,
Oh
I think that's really
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I see. I see what you did. Yeah.
And it's got one
And
of
you
those
got the
large.
rust look on the inside.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's one of
yeah.
those large jets, so it's like 3 by or 2, 3. Yeah, it's like 3 by 10, so it's a pretty
Right,
big trophy.
right.
And you kind of build a ship around it. But
Yeah,
then
yeah,
something else that I was trying to incorporate too is the detail here with the some kind of piping with the lights, and internally you can see
yeah.
from outside.
And I like how you did it with the windows. That's cool. That gives it a real good 3D look. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Excuse the
that's
door,
nice.
it's got a sensitive
That door,
sensor on it.
that door, that you know what? You want it open when you're ready to have it open. So nothing wrong with that. I'm gonna get on the inside here.
The issue with this one
Oh
is this
yeah.
door entry is it's pretty awkward because you kind of have to jump, and I was struggling for the longest time to figure out how to do it well,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
and I never just really figured it out. So
But
it
the
just stayed
thing
the way
is,
it
that's
was.
very nice that see. I built a tank that had like a like a a door that was like that, so you
Hmm.
kind of jump up into it. That's no,
Yeah,
I like that.
and that's fine on a low grav planet, but if you take it anywhere you
Oh
can't really
yeah,
jump, then you got a problem. You can't get back in your
yeah,
ship.
yeah. I hear you.
But then you got the warp drive back here taking up all sorts of space.
Yeah,
I tried
yeah,
to deco that up with some windows, whatever.
yeah, yeah,
Um, Little LCD here.
yeah,
This is
yeah.
this is way back in the day, way back in
Oh
the day.
yeah, yeah.
And you got your passengers here sitting on top of your explosive ammo.
Nice.
Just in case something happens.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But I at this point I was thinking, okay, well, I'm not a, I'm not even close to like even like an amateur builder at this point. But I'm
Mhm,
thinking, well, let's make it not plain.
mhm.
Let's not leave a surface unpainted. So I think everything in here has got a texture on it,
Right.
whether
I
it's
like
default
this
texture or a different
texture.
color or something else.
I like this texture right here. This piping.
Yeah, yeah, I like that when it lights
And
up.
when they meet up, when you spray paint this on and all the little pipes line up, it's
Hmm.
like, ah,
What
it's
what
like an endorphin rush.
what even bugged me at this point though was that
Yeah,
depending on how a certain block is oriented,
yeah.
you'll never get them to line up.
No, no, yeah, the
I
right,
hate
like the
that.
right angles and shit.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, God, I know everybody can relate to that shit.
It's
Definitely,
terrible.
man, definitely.
And then
Yeah,
something I did in the cockpit, I think there's a red light here for, pseudo night vision,
yeah, okay.
but
Here, let me turn the lights out here. There we go.
actually if I step out, does the light go off?
I'm looking inside here. Yeah, I see the little red light. I see it over
Hmm.
here
Yep.
to my
So
right.
that
Yeah,
was a little touch of me trying to do something.
yeah.
But this has, it's got decent armament. It's got 4 GATs, 4 rocket launchers, and it's
Right,
got 2
right.
turrets on top. These turrets are only lasers because this is a vanilla,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess they get automatically replaced when you bring them into Reforged.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now you built this. This was your second build, and what? This was last year, July
Yeah, this was
last year,
around September-ish.
September of last year. Okay, gotcha, gotcha. Okay. I love the cockpit, man. The glass work.
Oh,
That's
and
really
and
hard.
I want to give Filbert my first of probably many shout outs
Yeah. Oh
because I
yeah.
think I grabbed that from his version of something else, and I was like,
Uh-huh.
I remember either typing it or something that, dude, you solved my problem, and
Right,
that's
right.
how I got the cockpit figured out.
I
So
like how you incorporated it with your blocks right here.
yeah.
That's leaving this angle here looks really cool. It
Hmm.
gives it you can really tell you've got a lot of cool 3D effects here,
Yep.
so
My only
definitely,
my only
definitely.
huge issue with this ship is that it's too tall. Like this belly
Okay.
down here sticks
Uh-huh.
down like 2 or 3 blocks, and
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
aesthetically to me, it's just too much.
Uh, but you had to create enough room to walk in it, you know?
Correct. And I
Right.
hadn't really figured out all that
Right.
stuff yet.
Right. 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 Okay.
And I'll
Very
tell you, doing
cool.
these pods was a labor in patience, figuring
Yeah.
out all the angles and stuff. That was back in the day before. Jay Randall has those several videos on which blocks go together well, which are like a series and
I've
all that stuff. I
seen
hadn't even
those.
seen those yet.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is me doing a best effort.
Yeah,
It
but
came
it's
out all right.
great. It's great looking. Man, I wish SV's got more love, man. You know, they're so
Yeah, the
cool.
state of the game right now, I don't think
It's just a
it doesn't
rush
really
to the
promote them.
CV. Yeah, it's just a rush to the CV.
And
And
honestly,
and
the
you
only thing I
know,
use them for is mining,
yeah,
cemetery mining.
and the thing about the SV is for a newer player, the SV is the shallow end of the building pool. Wouldn't you
Right.
agree? I mean, it's not something you're going to spend weeks on. You're going to put some blocks together and have fun
Yeah.
putting something like that together, and
Plus,
it's
you
a
have
lot more
wings
for
available.
yeah, wings.
You can put
All
wings
kinds of
on.
cool stuff, and just the fact that the SVs don't get the love that they really it kind of forces everybody into the deep end with a CV, and
Right.
those are really tough builds. The CV
Yeah.
build is tough, but oh, this one's nice. I like
So then
that.
there's a little bit of history behind this one. This is
Okay.
the group of guys I was playing with at that time.
Mhm.
They had their own dedicated server. They were doing I think mass and volume off, CPU was off.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, but they had a what was it called? I think the Bearcat on the workshop.
Mhm.
It was basically a really tough, really blocky SV they used for taking down capital vessels.
Uh huh. Uh huh.
And I came on board, and me full of myself, thinking, "Hey, I've designed 2 ships. Look at what I can do."
Mhm.
So they kind of there was they stuck they took the original blueprint, they changed it a bit. They stuck plasma cannons on it in
Mhm.
place of whatever was there. I forget what was there. So it
Rail
hit a little
guns,
harder.
maybe.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
they no, it was something else. Lasers maybe. I don't
Okay,
remember.
lasers. Okay.
Um, and it was blocky, and it was kind of poorly performing.
Mhm.
Um, so I figured, okay, let me see what I can do. Let me see if I can do it better.
Mhm.
So I came up with this thing, um, which actually isn't. It still doesn't look terrible to me.
No,
But it's
no, it's
got
cool looking.
like the double cockpit. It's got the armored glass on it. On top of the armored cockpit,
Oh,
um,
oh, I see. Okay, okay.
and you got to leave a little hole here at the top so you can get in and
So you can
out.
get out,
Yep.
right? Yep.
And I
Yep.
wanted it to hit hard, so I've got all this armament on it. I think I've got like
Oh yeah.
3 GATs, 4 plasmas, and
Looks like
four
four
rocket
rocket
launchers.
launchers. Yeah, yeah.
Now the problem was, since I think it's hardened steel,
Mhm.
and at this point I was kind of starting to get the block thing
Mhm.
under control a little bit. But the problem is the performance I wanted out of it.
Uh
I had
huh.
to put thrusters everywhere, as you can see. They're like everywhere.
Mhm. Mhm.
There might be 40 thrusters on this thing.
Right.
Let me see.
Right.
Devices here, thrusters. We got 10, 7, 2, 7, 13, and 5. So that's quite a few.
But again,
Um,
the way you put the the stuff around the rear engines, like that nacelles or whatever you'd
mhm.
like to call them, that looks really good.
Now I remember, I think that was my first real interaction with the Discord. I was
Uh
asking for
huh.
opinions on how to do this stuff.
Right.
So I
Right.
had, I had like 5 or 6 iterations of this.
Mhm.
Originally, they were sticking out like 2 or 3 blocks further,
Mhm.
and then all this
Mhm.
other crap. And I decided I didn't want to look that that long and extended. I wanted it to look blockier
Right. Right.
and wider. So I brought everything in, and it worked out. It's just a box with some deco around it. Like you can take the thruster out,
Mhm.
but it kind of served its purpose. We used these. I think 3 of us used one, and then the fourth guy was flying the CV.
Mhm.
And we used these, I don't know, 3, 4 weeks or so,
Mhm.
and then we just stopped playing on that server. But
Right.
it got some use. So but I learned a lot with this one too, because you got economy of packaging, really, because I wanted to
Uh
make it
huh.
small.
Right.
You got to give all these features to it, so you got to pack it in there. And I think that kind of informed the way the rest of my builds have
Yeah.
gone since.
Yeah.
Let me turn these lights off over here.
It's getting dark. In Animal Creative, yeah.
So then, that was that. I mean, we didn't use it too much, but it was
right.
Creatively, it was a good exercise. And
Man,
then
this one's nice. I like this.
I moved on to the S-Stock Mark II because the original one
had
some features I liked, like the nacelles were cool and some other stuff. But I figured to get some real use out of it, let's change it up some. So I'm actually still pretty proud of this one. This is I doubled the nacelles, so you got one on each side.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
a little bit of
nice.
change with the deco.
Yeah, that's nice.
The lights are a little better, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
We still have the lighted piping on the sides and all that.
Oh, that's fucking sweet, dude. I love the red and black like that.
Yeah, that's
great, man. Really nice. Again, you did the windows. That really looks good. I like that look. I really do.
Plus, you got the little highlights, like these arrow things on the inside here, where
you've
got certain blocks that don't meet up correctly with other blocks, and there's no blocks.
Yeah, you don't have a thing for that, so make it glowy and pretty. Yeah.
I figured make it glowy. Why not?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And then on the inside, it's got two 10K storage sections, so it's got a fair bit of storage.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
That was the first time I was able to make a really decent drone hatch. If you flip the switch, stand right here in the icon.
Oh
it's a different drone location.
Oh, I see. So you've got the spots so you know where to stand to pop your drone out.
Right.
Right. I'm trying. There we go. I think I did it wrong though.
Yeah, you should.
I'm standing the wrong way. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. There we go. Derp. Okay. Oh yeah. Cool. Definitely.
Drone bays were all the rage at the time.
They were a big deal. Right. But this was this a vanilla too?
Yeah, this is vanilla. I actually do have a reforged version that I just finished this weekend, I think.
You know why drone hatches aren't a big deal in reforged? Because the frickin' lasers are so shitty.
Yeah.
In vanilla, you could practically melt something with a laser drill, So it's like, hell, have a drone hatch. Just use the laser to mine with.
Safe and go at it. And,
Oh, that's
cool. But
it's
got. I have to give another shout out to Salus Decor.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe not for this one. This one might have been NMK 111.
Okay.
We got the Suit Oxygen LCDs here. It was on his MCR and Interceptor.
Right.
And I did that also with the Armor Locker.
Oh yeah.
So some of my stuff is a not quite so blatant ripoff of other people, or it's just inspired by them. But
well, I mean, what isn't? Is there original thought? No, I don't think there is. It's just adaptations of ideas, and
So how do you make it fit into your build? What's your vision for what you're doing? How does it
exactly? Because there's only so many shapes out there. I mean, we put enough blocks together, one of them's going to write Shakespeare, right?
Eventually, yes. How many monkeys does that take?
That's right. An infinite amount, they say, right?
And so this one, I also I gave it upgrade possibilities. I got two bays here for T4 extenders.
Oh yeah.
And so you can add, if you go back here.
Yeah.
There's space inside for warp drive.
Up top. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And a pent tank in front of it, and the other side is room for a shield.
Ah, okay.
So if you want to throw all those in, it'll work.
Right.
Now, getting there is maybe tricky because you got to take blocks apart, but whatever.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if you're upgrading stuff, typically you're going to be comfortable enough to zap a block or two to stick something in. So yeah.
I would hope.
And it gets people to build. It gets people tinkering.
Right. Part of what makes the whole process work well, in general, is you have an idea.
Mm-hmm.
You see something. Some other design you like, you spawn it in, you take it apart, see the block work together.
Yeah.
And you say, oh, I can do that.
Yeah.
And that kind of revelation is really good in the creative process.
Oh man, twisted blocks like what you do, it's so hard for me, man. I sit and just labor. It's like I've given birth to a bowling ball to fucking do this. So it's once you can get into the knowing what fits well and what makes
Mhm.
the angles, it's a talent, man. It really
And
is a talent.
that's why those Jay Randall videos were
Oh
so
yeah,
important to me.
they are.
Figuring
They
out,
are.
oh, you line it
Yep.
up like this, and they just flow together at that point.
Yep. Yep.
And one of the things he did at the end of one of them was he built a sphere.
Mhm.
Um, and I did that. I watched the thing, and I built my own sphere, and I figured, oh, this is really cool.
Right.
I can do a lot of things. I mean,
Right.
yeah, there's obviously some blocks that we all wish were there and aren't, but
I did a
you know,
pyramid that he did.
hmm
He did a pyramid. Well, in Dungeons and Dragons, it looked like a big D4.
yeah, yeah, right.
Yeah, a four-sided die.
It's
That's
just a
yeah,
D4.
yeah. It's
Flip
a
the
big
pyramid a couple times,
D4.
it'll be fine.
Yeah, there you go. Of course, now all I do is flat edge crap because yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
But okay, cool.
So then we'll come back to this one. This
Yeah.
one's kind of neat. If we move over here to the CVs real
Oh,
quick,
okay.
this I love this thing. This is not mine. This is Solus Decor's little Fatty, I think it's called, miner.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Oh,
Um,
that's nice.
and the first time I saw this, I was like, this is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Just the way, like the armor plating fits
Mm-hmm.
over it.
Yeah.
The engines are exposed. You got this industrial look. You got the ladder sticking down here to get
Oh,
inside.
yeah. Yeah.
The fridge is outside.
Yeah.
It's got a single landing gear. The thing bounces on a single landing gear.
Oh, that's wild. Now, where does Saluticore play?
Um, I'm not sure I've ever seen him play.
Okay.
I don't know.
I didn't.
I don't know if
Okay.
he's just single player only or what. But
Uh-huh.
yeah, he's got a whole huge library of stuff, and he was a huge inspiration to
Right.
what I
Right.
was doing
Right.
at this time. But there's obviously you got an exposed generator back here, so this is not something you're
Yeah.
going to take out into
No, this
hostile
isn't
territory.
combat. Right. Right. This isn't a combat thing.
But
It's
it's
yeah.
you got your, I guess that's a drill turret, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and you got the upthrusting engines here. You got this armor plating.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got this docking pad upside down, so you can dock it to the belly of something. I was like, that blew my
Yeah.
mind at the time. I was like, what?
Yeah, that's
Okay,
crazy.
that's cool. So what I did as an exercise, I built this thing next to it. I called it the Thaddy MW for the modified wide
Ah.
body. I
Okay.
added one block to each side of it, right beside the cockpit.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Oh yeah. Yeah. Let me take a look again. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I see what you did. Okay.
So I kept the same look and feel as an
Mm-hmm.
exercise in, okay, this is something I can do. It's got both a drill turret and a tool turret on the back.
Mm-hmm.
I had to put the tool turret on the back because this armor plate was actually a full block, so I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't put anything on top of it.
Right. Right.
But I kept, kept the look and the color and all that stuff. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I can do this.
So this is mine and salvage. So that. Yeah. That's real. And how you just fly over the top of it and shoot down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, that was a cool exercise. I
Oh,
liked
that's cool. I
figuring that
like
out.
the RCS back here. That's neat.
hmm
Yeah.
And things have a little more protection.
Right.
The
Right.
shutter window, I think, is like 1,000 hit points versus none.
Right. Right.
But his style is something that just blows my mind constantly. There was something he did just recently, like maybe
Mm-hmm.
his latest thing.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what it was off the top of my head, but I was like, oh my God. Oh, it was the mining vessel on XCal's stream on Saturday.
Oh, okay.
His mining salvage vessel. I was like, oh my God,
Right, right.
this is so cool.
So
So yeah,
obviously Saluticore's playing RE, unless that was a vanilla. Was that a vanilla
I
build, or
think
is
that
he
was vanilla.
vanilla? Okay, okay.
Yeah, I think it was vanilla.
Because that's
I
the
don't know
one
if he's
thing
done
that kind of
reforged stuff or not.
that's the one thing that kind of binds everything together. Because the shapes are still the shapes. That's
hmm
So
Yeah. It's how you put everything else inside of
exactly,
it
it's
and
the guts
all that stuff.
inside, but yeah.
So then I branched out a little bit and started
Uh-huh.
doing my own, not so much of a, I would call this basically a copy.
Uh-huh.
Um, but moving over to my what I call the vestry line. The vestry
Mm-hmm.
is one of the four, I guess, dwarves that hold up in Norse mythology the corners of the world or something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I made this guy. It's instead of the other one, it's 3 blocks tall instead of two.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, a little more room inside, and it's got an actual turret on top and
Right.
a little more storage and some survival stuff. Um,
Oh
we got the
yeah.
front mount boarding ramp, which I used a
Oh
lot.
wow. Okay. Oh, that's nice.
And I think this one even has a, nope, that's not this one. It's only got a small constructor, so it's not that
Yeah.
useful,
Yeah.
but it's, it's a basic ship. It'll get you places.
Right.
And again, these are all vanilla, so it's
Right. Right. Right.
not a big deal yet.
But that's really nice.
And this is the first time I used this little particular texture logo. I guess I adopted
Mm-hmm.
that as my logo
Mm-hmm.
on
Mm-hmm.
the front. So I did that, and I really like the look of the, I forget what they're called, I guess the industrial cargo containers here with the yellow framing on them. So I
Oh
kind of made
yeah.
that a highlight of it.
Yeah.
You can see it from the outside. But it still has that industrial look. You've got the truss all around, and you got the like the riveted plating and the armor
Mm-hmm.
plating here with the highlights on the edges and stuff. So
I'd
I
like to
thought that was
go
pretty
into
cool.
this one just real quick. I wanted to go
Sure.
inside. I wanted to.
This one also has a front boarding ramp.
It's front boarding as well. Okay. All right. I just wanted to. I just
Making
want to
it
see
wider
each
allowed me to
one.
put that in there like that.
Right. Right. Oh yeah.
And these are cool. The way he fit it together, you've got, this is basically the wall and the ceiling piece right here.
Mm-hmm.
It serves both functions.
Right. Right.
This is very space efficient because
Right.
you can't put anything here because these are all solid blocks.
Exactly.
You got the room back here, so it's a puzzle. It's really a puzzle to figure that out.
It's a low ceiling, definitely. Yeah. Oh, I like it though. Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool.
So
I
just
just
like,
wanted to look in that one too. So
yeah,
yeah.
just like the original S-Stock
Mhm.
over here, maybe
Right.
looked at efficiency. I mean, I kept that theme overall here. So in this one, you
Mhm.
still have some space. It's got a little more space. It's got a lot more
Mhm.
storage,
Mhm.
but I tried to do something like air tightness is a thing, so I had to figure out how to keep the
Right
air in
with
this
the
section and
ammo.
keep the air out of that section and all that
Right.
stuff. Keep
Right.
the radiation away,
Yeah. Yeah.
still be able to breathe. I think I
God.
even published one of these without testing the oxygen first. So the next time I took it out into orbit,
Oh no.
I died. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I should do more
Yay,
testing.
right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Testing is realizing everything you forgot to test.
Exactly,
Where's the fridge? Why
exactly.
isn't there Wi-Fi? What the hell?
Why can't I why can't I land this thing?
Yeah, yeah. Why doesn't this dock? Oh, half blocks. Half blocks in the
Exactly.
way. Great. Yeah.
So this next one is, I call the vestry L. It's the
Mhm.
large, I guess. This
Uh-huh.
one I submitted to one of XCal's challenges. I want to
Mhm.
say it was Octoberish, maybe
Okay.
November. I think he was looking for mining/salvage CVs.
Uh-huh.
So this one was kind of the, I want to say the culmination of the line, but it was,
Mhm.
better than the other ones before it.
Mhm.
It's got more room. I think it's got dual 320s
Uh-huh.
storage on it.
Right.
Uh, most of the creature comforts for
Mhm.
survival you need. Still only a small constructor.
Right. Right.
The ramp is here on the bottom.
Bottom front.
Let me turn it on.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh yeah.
And again, we got the warp back here.
Yeah. Yeah. Warps in the back.
I think this one even has, yeah, this has a full-size shield in it too.
Nice. Which takes a lot of damn room.
It's,
Really
that's
does.
that kills me every time. Like you got to use a
Yeah.
3x3 space just for a shield. Like
Yeah.
the 5x2x3 for the warp, I
Right.
can kind of see,
Yeah.
but the shield just it's tough.
Well, now with those compact shields, that might give people a lot of different ideas because, if
Oh,
people are just trying
absolutely.
to shrug off a couple of hits,
Yeah, yeah. Trying to get out of town without taking damage from a drone or something.
Right, right.
And you'll see that later on because I did that to
Yeah,
some of my new ones.
cool, cool.
And I actually recall Excal talking about this one and saying, "Hey, this would make a great starter CV if you can take out the I don't know what it was, the harvest controller maybe, and the shield and the
Hmm.
warp or whatever. Be pretty cheap. It's got lots of space. It moved pretty nicely. So I was like, oh yeah, okay,
And those
I'll take
guns, of
that.
course, you'd have to remove the guns, but
Yeah, I
you
mean
know,
you can replace these with basic turret for defense or
yeah,
whatever, and
yeah,
not a big deal. You could afford that.
oh yeah,
And so then I was kind of getting tired at that point of the. I think I had done all I could
mhm,
with the armor window look at the front like that. So
mhm, mhm.
I found the heavy windows,
The
and
heavy
I
windows,
I
yeah,
loved what you can do with them,
yeah,
even
yeah.
though they are limiting. But
Mhm.
the way they go together is pretty cool. So this one I actually used as my main CV in probably my second vanilla playthrough.
Okay.
Um, I call it the Vestry X for exploration, but it's got room on top. I took an auger with me everywhere I went.
Mhm,
We've
mhm.
actually got an elevator inside, so you can get from inside to outside
Oh
easily.
yeah,
Heavy windows, you can see
yeah,
the sexy
yeah.
bits on the inside. It's even got what's on the back here? Another turret on the back, retractable.
Uh-huh.
It's either,
Oh yeah, okay.
I think it's a drill turret.
Yep. Retractable drill turret. Yeah.
And again, we've got the LCDs on the sides. I think all of mine up to this point had this LCD, again, stolen from Salus Decor, but modified with different symbols each time, maybe different colors for
Right,
each
right.
vessel. And this one is where I really figured out with the server's help how to do like an economy mode where you flip a switch and things turn off,
Yes,
that kind of
yes.
stuff. And I had like a max thrust mode. And
Uh-huh.
this one, I tied all that stuff into LCDs on the bridge.
I
So when
see
you,
your signal logic in here. I'm just taking a moment to show everybody in the stream. So you got econ
yeah,
mode.
so
Gotcha.
when you hit the switch, you actually get
Mm-hmm.
a visual notification in the cockpit.
Right,
A little
right.
more RP value there.
Yeah, yeah.
Not that
That's
I'm huge
really
on
cool.
RP because I'm not really big on.
Yeah.
I like the efficiency of the space. So if I can put in a small constructor versus putting in like a deco block, I'll put the
Mm-hmm.
constructor in.
Right,
That's just my philosophy.
right, right.
But this one has room for what is this, an advanced constructor in the back here.
Boy, this is a gr I'm sitting and looking out the window. I'm big on looking outside of the front glass. I love that. I love that part. Just taking a quick pan.
And it's got a nice wide field of view too.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And it's got some
Nice.
upgrade possibilities to it. Like you can take some of these trusses out to add more ammo storage.
Now, where do
Um,
the LCDs change when you're doing economy mode? I want to just let's see if
let's see.
I see turret. Let's see econ mode. Oh, there it is. There it is. See up
And that
above
should
there
turn
you
off
got,
all
yep,
weapons, should turn off all thrusters.
right.
I think it turns off all, no, it doesn't turn off the
Nice.
constructors. But yeah, anything that can turn off that would take a lot of power, it would turn
Right,
off.
right. Oh, that's cool.
Again, it's, save fuel, be efficient.
Yeah, yeah.
Because when you're out
That's
mining in your auger, who cares what your ship
very
is doing
neat.
as long as it's staying on?
Doing it to where the LCDs pop up something. That's really cool. Now I'm assuming this is the LCD that's doing this. I just want to take a
It's actually
look.
behind you right here.
Oh, okay, okay.
It's that one.
Oh, this one, this one. Okay, I want to look at it real quick here. Econ mode follow. Okay, so the LCD is going to come on, and there's the econ mode. Okay.
I think I had to use the
Nice.
invert command
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
to get all that working. I never would have figured that out on my own. I forget who told me about it, but
See,
props to
power
whoever that
mode
was.
and econ mode elude me because I'm so used to turning the thrusters on and off from the main thruster switch.
Hmm.
And then it's like I have to turn the thrusters on and then turn my econ switch off and then back on.
Right,
And then
right.
and I'm sure there's a better way of doing it. I'm just still about what to do next. But
From my
you know,
perspective as a builder, for
mhm,
someone who's going to take this and use it,
mhm,
I kind of want to make it foolproof. But
right,
at this,
right.
obviously, I'm not great at that yet. I'm still working out the
Well,
kinks. But if I can figure it out, give it a good switch, then
yeah,
whatever. I'm good
right,
with that.
right.
And again, it's got the whole external decoration. I think every surface has some kind of texture on it.
Mhm,
Just because
mhm.
I like to round it out that way. But yeah, this one I actually used a lot, and I
Yeah,
was pretty happy with it.
it's nice, man. But I like how you followed the design and you've probably improved and done this a little different, that a little different.
I mean, yeah, if you're not learning from your builds every time, then
Yeah,
maybe you're not testing enough or you're not paying
right,
attention. Just I don't want to say that as put anybody down or anything, of course, but from
right.
my perspective, if you're not doing a little better each time, then
Mhm.
maybe you should be paying more attention to detail. I don't know.
The
That's
testing, the test.
just
I
a thing.
think the
Or
testing.
testing.
Yeah, it's got to be about the testing.
Gotta be the testing.
Yeah.
So after I went through all this, I think the HVs is what came along next.
Uh huh.
Because I think the next challenge after XCal's next challenge was the tiny little motorbike replacement
Right.
challenge.
Right.
So then over here, I did the Weeble, which I was
The
really happy
Weeble
throwing this thing together.
wobbles, but it
Um,
don't fall down. Nice.
right. And it's probably over thrusted.
Uh
It's
huh.
got two thrusters on the back, plus it's got the regular two hover engines underneath and all this stuff.
Mhm.
But it goes. It
Mhm.
goes really well. So I was
Mhm.
happy with that. And we actually used these in season one. We
Uh
started on
huh.
Taladar,
Uh
three
huh.
of us, and we had at least two of these at any one time before leaving the starter planet. And I like to leave mine as I build them, but the other guys always put their funky colors on them, make them
Right.
pink and blue and cross-hatched yellow and shit. Whatever. It's yours. You can do what you want with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it'll do a barrel roll off the XCal mountain, and
Right on.
it's got a 250 and a 125 storage and a fridge and a gun, and
There you
what?
go. Level
And I
5. There you
I
go, right?
spent literally probably 2 hours on that LCD screen, and it's this tiny little detail that people
Oh,
really probably
that's
never see and
cool.
appreciate, but that's what I'll do. I'll
Yeah,
spend
yeah.
spend
Let
the
me
time
sit
doing that.
down. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's a whippy little thing, man. Holy
That's the
Toledo.
RCS. It's all the RCS.
Yeah. Oh,
Now,
yeah.
what's funny at the time, also we had the bug, I think, where when you put
Sorry.
cargo in an HV,
Yeah.
it would lean to the
Holy.
one side.
Oh, okay. Right, right.
So I would go out. Um, I was using this in another one of my vanilla playthroughs.
Right.
I'd hit like an abandoned reactor or something, try to put some cargo in to bring it back, and I was literally like a 60-degree tilt. I had to fly like 4 kilometers back to my base. I was like, I got to do
Reforge
something
Eden
better.
strikes again, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. My cargo is all on this side, and now I list.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was a theme like through all this stuff here. But the next playthrough I did was on a snow starter.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So that's why we got the Arctic Cat here.
I've
That
seen
started
the
that.
Arctic Cat. I have seen the Arctic Cat on the workshop. I thought it was really cool how you did the
Yep.
treads under here with the paint.
Yeah, I was really
Yeah,
happy when I figured that out.
yeah.
Kind of emulating an actual Arctic
Right,
cat
right.
mover thing. So, but it's pretty functional. It's got some cargo. It's got a fridge.
For
I
5
actually left
CPU, you
oxygen
can't go
off by
without a
accident.
fridge. Really?
It's got,
Huh.
you know, it's got an oxygen tank, but there's no station, so you can't just get out and fill yourself up. But again,
Well,
that's you
yeah.
learn things as you go. It's like, oh, the
Right.
tiny little detail. I'm stuck out here. I'm gonna freeze to death and asphyxiate myself. Whatever. We'll fix it next time. We'll
That's
fix it in
it.
post-production.
Post-production. Yep. You got a space. You got a spot right here for it.
Yeah, I mean, you can add
You
stuff
can
on
just
there. So
slap
this
it
one
right
has,
there.
I think it's got ammo, controller, and harvest. All three of them on there.
Right.
Because you got the, what do you call it? The deforester on the front. Plus you
Got
got your GAT
container controller.
and your
You
basic
got the
storage.
yeah, they got the harvest controller. Yeah. What are you running for? 1100 harvest. Okay. Nice.
And this one, I think, was the one where I really tried to make the workshop listing.
Mhm.
I don't know how you describe what I do them now. It's kind of RP-ish with the
Mhm.
Stan Skunk Works, the SSW write-up and all that
Mhm.
stuff. But taking the pictures of this one was fun because I love the biome of the cold planets.
Right. Right.
The way the way the sun rises, you get the great colors,
Yeah. Yeah.
uh, the nice white or grayish backgrounds and stuff. It's as a I have a photography background, and
Uh-huh.
that biome really strikes me out of all of them.
Right. Right. You took a lot of work on putting the shell around the gun. That's really cool.
Hmm.
Paying attention to all the angles. Me, I'd have just went plop, there's a gun.
Right.
But building
This
that
is
little box around it like that, that's good.
again, it's economy and efficiency. I was trying to
Mhm.
squeeze everything I could together and then make it look functional and
Mhm.
have it actually
Mhm.
work. And I guess that's the theme of what I do,
Right, right.
or how it's developed. And so, of course, you can't bring too much stuff back from a POI in this. It doesn't have that much
No,
storage.
no,
And it
no.
lists even worse than the Weeble did when you fill it up.
Gotcha, gotcha.
So I did this. I did the Desert Cat.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
Um, I think actually that was because I had done a desert start.
Oh, that's nice.
I was making my way through each of the different kinds of starts in the game. So this one has, it's got a constructor. It's got
Yeah.
on the side here, on the one side you've got the fridge and
Oh,
oxygen.
yeah.
On the
Nice
other you got the
shutter
hidden medical
action,
stuff.
yeah.
This one has a turret, so you don't actually have to aim at anything if you don't want to.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna drive this just a second. I just want to see what it feels like. Oh yeah.
It'll scoot too.
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Yeah.
I also incorporated underneath. I don't know if you can flip it up. If you just tilt towards the sky, it'll stand the other way.
Oh, this
Actually, it
way.
doesn't matter. It'll stand on its rear end because it's square.
Uh-huh. Oh
If you look
yeah.
underneath, you can see I left room for shield and pen tank and stuff and
Okay.
extenders. So if you
Nice.
wanted to, you
Yeah,
could
you could
make it a little
shield it
hardier.
up. Yeah.
And I remembered I had to take it apart like 3 times just to get the pictures right
Mm-hmm.
to tell people how to do it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I try to give them the information, give them the detail, and if they want to do it, knock yourself out.
Exactly.
If you don't,
Exactly. That's cool, man. That's very cool.
and then so after that, I needed something I could hit POIs with from the outside,
Right on.
like the Xerox stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And I had been using, I don't remember what I've been using, if anything. I don't think I was using anything at all. So I designed something I could use.
Mm-hmm.
Got 2 of each. You got the minigun, the plasma, and the rockets.
Right.
Um, it's got plenty of internal storage,
Mm-hmm.
plenty of ammo. It's got the cool, I don't know, Panzerish look with this armor plating again.
Right.
It's got all your stuff inside. I think it's got a clone chamber in there too.
Yeah, yeah.
So I mean, this is what I used to assault POIs with, and I've actually used it last season successfully.
Yeah.
We've spawned one this season, which we haven't used yet, but we're getting there. It performs well. This is actually the reforged version. The original version was for vanilla. It had I think a couple gats in the front. I had to remove a little bit of stuff.
Right.
In the reforged one to keep it under CPU. But amazingly, I was able to give it the 2 plasmas on top. So, really happy with it. It's done really well for me.
Yeah, those plasmas will rock those turrets. That's for sure.
Yeah, and it's got the strafe speed, so you can just pop in and out of cover.
Right.
Plus the shield, and it'll just. I actually used it to take down 3 of the original drone bases, not the new design with the infinite spawns, but the older design. You just got to get close enough to the wall. You're under the turret's elevation, and you just blast it till the shield goes down, and then you take out each turret one by one.
Yeah.
And you make your way inside.
Yeah, drone bases ain't what they used to be. That's for sure. I can attest.
Thanks Vermilion for that. Thanks Vermilion.
Yeah. Thanks for making the HV extinct. Right. Exactly. Man, I'll tell you, I'm afraid that the way the drone bases are now, that HVs may be defunct. I don't know. I hope not. I hope to hear your success using a tank to take a drone base on this season.
I haven't hit any ground POIs yet this season.
Oh, you have? Okay.
From what I've been hearing, though, you don't want to lose your shield, or the thing just crumbles in like one hit from the turret.
It's rough. It's rough.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
And we'll deal with what we got.
Right on.
My solution to that we'll get to in a second.
Oh, okay.
This next one here, the termite. This was because the guy I'm playing with now, it's Hades. He wanted something to do quick deforestation. He needed the wood to make the plant fiber to make the gas.
Right.
And so I came up with the termite.
Right.
You got the 3. What are they called in the front? I forgot.
Harvesters.
Yeah.
So
So they take out trees pretty quickly. It's not like the monsters now where people have 9 of them lined up vertically and it eats a tree in less than a second.
Yeah. You just drive it across the planet. Yeah.
This does the job. It'll hold 850 logs, 825 logs in a single pass. Plus it's got, got the stuff back here.
Right.
Basic survival stuff you can process on the way. It's got the turret for drone defense. You got actually 2 gats up front if you want to do some manual aiming. I know 1 or 2 of the guys on the server now said it's a little bit overkill. Just give me something I can harvest with.
Right.
You know, they can take it. They can remove anything they want. I don't care. It's
right.
After they spawn it, it's their vessel. They can do what they want with it.
Man, the HV constructor really takes a lot of power.
It does. Unfortunately, it does.
Dude, when I was playing with little HV I was playing with it just between seasons, and I obviously put inadequate generators in it. So I've turned the constructor on, I'm walking around grabbing proteins or whatever, and I come back to the little HV, and there's a hole in the side of it where the generator blew. This isn't going to work. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to use the smallest generator, obviously.
This isn't going to work.
Yeah, the hole was like, somebody threw a bowling ball through it. It's like, yeah.
But what do we say? Testing.
Yeah. Testing, sir. Testing. Yeah, everything I did a playthrough, on Haven, just playing with the parts and stuff. Yeah. But yeah.
And this one I used, was it the same cockpit as the Wildcat, which I kind of really like this cockpit.
I like that square, yeah.
It's got nice visuals.
Sometimes I get real scrimpy and pick whatever the lightest weight one is. I know that's shitty, but, sometimes it's like 480 kilograms, 300 kilograms, the 300 kilograms.
something I do all the time. Like
Yeah.
I'll look at it because that's efficiency. I like the
Yeah.
efficiency.
Yeah.
But it's so easy to spawn. It's got pretty low resource requirements, and the
Yeah.
return on your investment is pretty huge.
Yeah. Yeah.
Plus,
In
it
trees.
also you can use these harvesters to just run over wildlife
Yes, you can.
and
Yeah.
get to level 25 really easily that way.
Yep. That is a directed weapon, sir. Definitely. And it takes out drones per excal last
I
season.
saw that.
Yeah.
I was like, no, he did not. He just
Yeah.
did that.
He just ground out a drone. Yeah.
Like that was incredible. And so, getting back to the drone-based thing,
hmm
our first
Okay.
our first
Okay.
season, was it season one? Oh, before then,
hmm
when we were on our own dedicated server, the guys had a what they called an El Chapo
Right.
for
The
tunneling
drug
under
guy.
bases.
Right. Right.
And so they said, "Hey, can we do that again, or can we redo that?" So like, okay, well, let me see what I can do about it.
hmm
So I took what they showed me they had been using,
hmm
built this from the ground up, and it's pretty similar to an auger actually.
hmm
With
hmm
the spacing of the drills and the cockpit
Right.
itself and all that stuff. But it's got external passenger seats.
Yeah, I saw
Uh,
that. You know, it's
it's got
very
a
rare to
little
see
turret up top.
builds with that.
Yes,
That's very cool that you're using that because you hardly ever see people use that in a design. So
and
they're
they're
hard.
pretty.
They're hard to put in. You know,
They are.
they're very hard to put into a shape. So you did a
Yep.
great job with that. Yeah.
Let's see if I can open
Awesome.
the. Where is it? So originally I had a drill turret on this.
Uh-huh.
So you're
Right.
tunneling it through the ground under your drone base or whatever,
Mhm.
and the guy in the turret's helping out. So
Mhm.
we did this the first time, and it went great until we got there. And then we
Uh-huh.
had a plasma turret stored in the storage.
Mhm.
So we were going to put that on and blow through
Right.
the shield.
Right.
But we discovered that when you do that, and I didn't know it at the time, um, it's not going to work. We had some kind of error. I forget what it was.
Mhm.
Um, because at the same, was it because of the ammo? There was some bug where if you replace the turret,
Okay.
um, the ammo controller doesn't show up correctly.
Uh-huh.
So you have to remove both the controller and one extension, put them both back in, and then it should recognize correctly. I didn't know at the time, so we kind of had to
Right.
go through by hand at that point. I was frustrated, but whatever.
Yeah.
Um, but the concept was okay. And then I used this myself last season
Mhm.
a number of times, and it worked just great. Um, I actually made the plasma turret up top a permanent part of it rather than the drill turret because I found we didn't need the extra drilling, and it worked like a charm.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
we've got another one this season. We're gonna, depending on how the shielded bases go with the Wildcat
Ooh.
and stuff, we're probably gonna put this into use too.
Yeah, buddy.
By hook or by crook, we're gonna take them out because I'm
Well, I'll
tired of the
tell you,
drone shit.
there's a drone base out there that if you're careful, you can get 15 large turret upgrade kits out of it.
Oh, nice.
But
Gotta
yeah,
be careful.
bring your lunch. Yeah, bring your
Yep,
lunch.
there's a lot.
Yeah, plasma plasma cannon wielding Xerax are make
Oh, they're
the
no fun.
rocket Xerax look like nothing. Yeah,
Oh, they're crazy.
oh, the plasma wielding Xerax are the devil. They're just
Yeah,
the devil.
I don't like them at all.
Right,
No question.
right.
So the last one I got here is this is just an accompaniment to the I think XCal's February challenge, where it was
Uh-huh.
the mining vessel. I
Mhm.
made an HV to go with mine, so you could actually salvage
Right,
on the planet.
right.
And this one has like 16K storage plus the tool turret, and
Mhm.
that's about it.
Right, right.
But it uses the same theme with the armor plating and the colors and the short,
Mhm.
fat cockpit and all that stuff. So that was just a momentary distraction, I guess. At this point, I've gotten
Right.
pretty good at putting them together.
Well, my first HV salvager, I went. Well, it was basically a frickin' shoebox. Let's be honest. And I
Hmm.
did it just to test components, and
Sure.
I thought that I would need two 32K containers.
Hmm.
But when I started playing with it in tandem with the CV and wireless and all the stuff in, that's when I realized, in my second incarnation, I took out one of the 32Ks, and
Right.
I'm playing with 32, and
Yeah,
that
you just
seems to
tether
be
it with the
my sweet
logistics and you're good to
spot.
go.
Yeah, it seems to be my sweet spot to me, just in that I'm not wirelessing stuff into the CV too much to where it's like,
Hmm.
oh, but I'm not like sitting there like, okay, I've weighed down the entire ship, I can't move it, and
Right.
what do I do?
Right.
It's a
That
weird
combat still
balance.
is heavy.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's
So
very
then,
cool, man.
so that was that.
Nice. Got the O2 in the back.
I don't know. We've been on for like an hour. What do you want to do next? We got bases
Dude,
and we got bigger CVs left.
I'm geeking it up pretty hard, dude. So yeah, what do you want to do next? 'Cause like this, like I said, this is kind of your time to talk about your philosophy and show what you've done and where you're at now. So you want to do CVs next? I know a lot of folks probably want to see those, and then we can clean up on bases, or we can
Yeah, why don't we
save the
do that?
main. Whatever
Do
you
the.
want to do. You show me where you want to go, bro.
Let's hit the CVs.
Okay, CVs it is. All right.
I want to start in the back row here, actually, with
Okay.
the this monster. This is people might laugh at this, but it's the biggest one I've ever made. People make like, size class 15
Oh yeah.
battleships and stuff.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
Right. Right.
That's beyond me at this point.
Right.
So this is something I found on Sketchfab.
Mhm.
It's similar to it. It was the inspiration.
Mhm.
If you look at it from the front, you got the huge central drive thruster.
Mhm. Mhm.
You got the arms popping out from the sides and all that stuff. So that
Right.
the inspiration was there for that. It's,
Now tell me about Sketchfab. What is Sketchfab, if I may ask?
it's a website where people post, from what I've seen, and I'm not really a
Mhm.
user of it, but from what I've seen, they post computer like CGI stuff.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
like you'll find 3D models of original creations. You'll find
Mhm.
3D models of um, like stuff from The Expanse and Star Wars and all these other sci-fi things.
Okay.
You'll find just basic sketches like somebody will do on their
Right.
iPad with a drawing program of whatever sci-fi ship they had in mind at
So
that
that's
time.
a good resource for people watching. Sketchfab, maybe. Is it sketchfab.com? Is it?
Probably, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Just
okay.
just
So
Google Sketchfab. Oh, the
it's
other one
just,
I was looking at
yeah,
earlier. I think it was ArtStation.
ArtStation. Okay. All
I think
right.
that's where I got the S stock design from originally.
Gotcha.
Um,
Gotcha.
but yeah, people put these things out there,
Mhm.
and Sketchfab is also, I think it's where Elion got their drone models because they've
Uh-huh.
got, you know, game people can buy these models and use them in their games. There's
Nice.
licenses you can pay for. So I was
Uh-huh.
scrolling through the one day and I thought that looks like a drone.
Right.
That is a drone.
you
So I mean, that's
you found the drone
I found where
sketch.
they got the
Yeah.
drone from.
That's funny.
Um, so this was also in one of XCal's challenges for
Mhm.
the combat CVs. Um, it's I think it's all hardened steel with some Xeno up front here.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, I learned a lot making this one, like a
Mhm.
lot.
Right,
Um,
right.
it was originally done in vanilla, and so the flight performance was quite a bit better than it is in Reforged.
Mhm.
It'll work in Reforged. I had to add a
Mhm.
couple extenders, I think.
Mhm.
But this is
Mhm.
the first time I really went out and tried to do some real detail and some really based on the stuff I had seen, from Jay Randall and from
Right,
Filbert,
right.
of course, and all these other great designers that I've just been drooling over for ages. I
Mhm.
try to incorporate a lot of that stuff into what I was doing.
Right, right.
Um, so you got the engine nacelles here with the big thruster surrounded by the other ones, and
Mhm.
if we turn it on, can we turn it on? There we go. The glowy bits, that particular texture,
Mhm.
um, decorate the inside of the nacelles too, and all that stuff.
Mhm.
Um, but if we take a look at I'm really happy with the inside this hangar bay here.
Okay. Let's go in and take a look here.
I want to take a look at that.
Oh, wow. It's stop it, door. I'm coming in. All right.
There we go.
Oh yeah, that's
It,
cool.
it kind of it kind of arose from how I had to put things in to make them fit. I think the warp drive went in first, and then the shield and all this stuff. Again, the heavy windows. I love the heavy windows,
Yeah.
and try to get that all to fit together. If you turn your light off, I
Yeah.
love the way things glow. It's
Oh
just,
yeah,
I
yeah.
love the look of that. And it's got a red light on the roof, except when you go through one of the doors, the motion sensor turns it off and turns on a regular light. So the
Ah.
visuals change as you move around the ship.
Yeah, I just saw it change.
And
Oh, cool. Yeah.
I think that's important. I love that.
Yeah, that's cool.
But unfortunately, in Reforged now,
Uh-huh.
you've got generators stacked near fuel tanks, stacked near extenders, near the ship.
Well,
You hit one thing, the whole thing is going to blow up.
yeah, yeah.
The debug rifle
Builds go out of
has given
style.
me some
Yeah.
great entertainment recently.
Yeah, builds can go out of style, unfortunately.
But it's got, you got the dual constructors, and you got all
Yeah.
the med stuff. Well, the basic meds over here, repairs. What I think is pretty cool is these dual elevator towers wrapped in the glass. And you get up here to the repair console,
Oh yeah.
which then has motion sensitive lights to light up the whole thing. So you can park your thing down here on the repair bay, fix
Right.
it from up here, and then go do your stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And this is where I really started to try to color coordinate the specific components. Like I try to make the fuel tanks that orangish red. You'll forgive me, I'm colorblind, so if things look off, that's just the way it is.
No, I mean I like different colors, man. I'm a big fan of brightly different colored things. You know, I don't. I mean, I don't shoot down a one color ship but it's just points for me to see, a ship that's kind of flamboyant. I like that. I like that.
I think I actually spent 2 months on this interior on and off.
Wow.
I mean, it's not something crazy like Hecken would make or Solusticor's fancy luxury yachts, that kind of thing.
Right.
Or the crazy Z's luxury yachts.
Right.
But I tried to give it a mix of textures that I think would be functional for a real ship. Like you got the storage compartment texture, you got the exhaust vents and that kind of stuff, plus the color coordination, the armor plating and that kind of thing. I try to make it all fairly realistic. I mean, you can't do that 100% correct.
Right.
It is sci-fi anyway, so you can probably RP what you want. And I left the room for the grow plots up here. They'll fill in.
Oh yeah.
Take some space up.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Up here. This is its own area. Which, do you really need a tactical farm on a combat vessel? Probably not.
Nah. But I tell you what I like is the fact that you didn't force grow plots in the build.
Right.
That's always what everybody hangs up on. Oh, now I gotta go make some freaking grow plots. It's like I've got all this stuff mined and put in, and grow plots.
And I heard that a number of times from people. And I know I personally didn't like to have to make grow plots just to spawn a thing in.
Yeah, exactly.
And so, okay, you put trusses or you put a plastic block or you put something. And if they really want the feature, they can do it themselves.
They can put it later. Yep.
You give them the option, and if they take the option, great. If they don't want it, then that's up to them.
Yeah.
And then we got the whole med bay up here with the white antiseptic texturing, all that stuff.
That's right.
I had to put the container controller somewhere.
Yeah.
So it's right here on the floor.
Right.
And again, we got the red bridge lighting. And
I like the window.
Recently reading, I think someone had a criticism of one of Filbert's ships. He had 3 pilot stations on the bridge. The one guy got in, the second guy got in, the control transferred to the second guy. They didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
And then a passenger seat would fix that. So if I was to release this, I would replace them with passenger seats to avoid that kind of thing.
Right.
Um,
Do me a favor and sit in that. Yeah, sit down. Okay, I was just seeing because we were flying and somebody sat in the passenger seat, and when you're doing first person look around,
mhm.
apparently it snaps your head forward. You can't look as far behind when somebody's in a passenger seat, apparently, or there's some kind of weird thing.
Oh,
I just wanted to see if it did that with two control seats, but I didn't seem to.
I
That's,
can look most of the way behind me. I would
yeah,
say it's not 180, but maybe 160.
but if I was in this seat and that was a passenger seat, if I
Mhm.
was looking way behind me, when you sat down, apparently I snapped to 90-degree view. I can't look way
Oh,
behind anymore or something.
that's
Yeah,
not something I had seen yet.
yeah. It happens
Elion,
if you fly with somebody, something. Yeah, but it's nice, man. A nice view of the front glass. I like that. That's really important for me.
mhm.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to try to fly it in combat in first person, but
Right. Right.
I mean, I think it looks all right. And
Yeah.
this is where I got that blue texture from that I'm
Mm-hmm.
using now.
Yeah.
I actually did a screenshot of the Sketchfab page, took it into
Mm-hmm.
Photoshop, and then hit it with like the paintbrush tool or whatever to see what the RGB value was,
Right.
just so I could record that. And then that's what I'm using now for my latest stuff. I think it's a cool, dirtyish blue. It works.
Mm-hmm.
Works for me.
A little faded looking.
Hmm.
Looks like it's sun bleached a little.
Yep.
All right.
But it's got, I don't know, 20 turrets on it, so
Right. Right.
it would do okay.
Yeah.
But that's the monster at this point.
Right.
Maybe I'll do something bigger soon, but
Right.
I
Right.
don't know. I'm like the efficiency economy of scale kind of builder.
Right. Right.
Of course, the 1.4 patch kind of kills that due to
Yeah.
the way things explode, and I've had to modify that. But
Yeah.
um, if we want to, the next one here is the Maul, which was I
Mm-hmm.
think my first real attempt at a smaller, really combat-oriented vessel.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, I, I I didn't I purposefully didn't go for aesthetics as much on this one. It's
Right.
pretty much a flying brick,
Right. Right.
but it flies really well because it's
Uh-huh.
fairly light and it's fairly small. It's got a pretty good thrust to weight ratio for what it's got. And this is the one. This is the I started with the basic stand you make a
Uh-huh.
CV on, and
Uh-huh.
I just threw all the components on right away that I wanted to include. The tier 2 shield, the regular
Right.
warp,
You
all the
stacked on
extenders
top
and
of the
stuff.
block. You're like, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want
Right.
this.
And then I
Yeah.
kind of went ahead and built around that.
Right. Right.
Like before I had done an outside in approach, I guess,
Uh-huh.
where I know the shape I want, and now I've got to fit my components inside. Whereas
Right.
this was okay, these are my components. Where am I going to put them?
Right. Right.
So this is, I used this a whole bunch in season one.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
it actually did fairly well. I had like an hour-long battle with a Camerat and finally destroyed that one.
Mm-hmm.
That was a tough one because it's a pretty beastly ship.
Yeah.
Personally,
Yeah.
I've never taken out a dreadnought,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't
Mm-hmm.
really plan to yet. It's
Mm-hmm.
just
Mm-hmm.
I have a thing for my ships. I don't like them being destroyed.
Yeah.
It may be
Yeah.
silly because it's a virtual thing and you just pay to put your parts back, but I
I'm
try to
hoping to
avoid my
get
things being
destroyed
blown
this
up completely.
weekend, so I'm building up for a big destruction phase.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But I got some pretty good feedback on this.
Uh-huh.
The way it flies and the way people used it.
Right. Right.
They seem to enjoy it, so it worked for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and then that one led to the Matic over here, which is kind of
Okay.
the bigger brother. Let me turn this one on.
Right. Right.
Um, it's a little bit more capable offensively. It's probably
Mm-hmm.
got 14 turrets versus the 10.
That's cool. That's really cool.
And this is where I really, I think, put the effort into not just the texturing, but
Mm-hmm.
I guess the decoration you'd call it, with
Right,
the
right.
striping and all that kind of stuff. This is kind of my current look, I guess you could call
Mm-hmm.
it. But it came out pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
It's got the offensive armament, it's got the shield and the warp inside, it's got
Mm-hmm.
the SV landing pad on the back, the garage here. You can
Mm-hmm.
fit I don't know, a smallish, maybe a mediumish
Mm-hmm.
HV or two. Plenty of storage.
Grow
I
lamp
spent a lot of
area, yeah.
time trying to get these dual engineering bays looking pretty good.
Where are they?
Um,
Oh, okay. This
you
area
got
here with the
you got the
windows.
thruster plus the
Right.
generators. Um, and this is like, I don't know, the 1.2 patch, I guess.
Uh-huh.
Um, so it worked fine for that. And
Right,
if you look up, you
right.
got all your components in the ceiling above you.
Yeah.
You've got your fuel tanks surrounding all your board stuff.
Well, yeah.
So
You
at
know.
this point, if you take it into creative and hit it with a debug rifle, any of the large rear thrusters, it completely craters the inside of the ship.
Oh my.
The
Yeah.
whole thing it chains. It's
Uh-huh.
when the first time I did it, I was really, really disappointed. But
Well, see, you just every component in your ship you just encase in a big square of Xeno, see, and then your ship's size class 30 million.
right, but it'll survive
Yeah,
at that point.
exactly. Yeah.
So I mean, this one I try to give it the details, like each of these doors here.
Mm-hmm.
You got space for your extenders if you want to add them. You got the fancy
Right.
lights. I tried to make the windows fit the shape of what you were seeing through them. You
Mm-hmm.
got the round thruster on the left,
Right.
and you got the more rectangular generators on the right here.
And it looks like container extensions through there, right?
Container extensions, and they just go
Uh-huh.
boom real
Yeah.
easily. Everything
Oh
blows up.
yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and you
You'll
got your
have
9
that.
grow plot if you need it here.
Yeah.
These are, I think,
Yeah.
steel, but you can replace them with your plots. I got the
Right.
switch and the lights and all that stuff. A neat little touch is the see-through stairs, and I labeled
Yeah.
the 2 cargo containers with the LCDs.
Oh yeah.
You
Yeah.
see through the stairs.
And
That's
you can connect to them easy.
yep, little detail.
Yeah.
Glass shower gang, of course.
Oh yeah.
The bridge itself, there isn't much to it. I like to keep the bridge functional and easy to get to and into and out of. Got your full med bay over here, and you got a teleporter with the pad, whatever you call
Mm-hmm.
it, the pad here, the trigger pad. And you got your space out back for your SV, and
Mm-hmm.
it's cool. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It works.
I like how
But
you did the repair station. That's cool. Very
yeah,
cool.
the
Yeah.
fact that it's 2 blocks by 1
Yeah. It's a
seems
pain.
excessive to me.
Yeah. But I like how you countersunk it into the ceiling and the floor. That's
Hmm.
that's real clever. I like that.
I'd seen someone else do that. I cannot remember who. Otherwise, I'd give them credit.
Well, but
Um,
that's
but I
something to
figured,
carry forward. Somebody else will take that torch and carry it on because that looks
yeah.
great. Hell yeah.
And the fact that you can't turn them off now, that bugs me too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if you're gonna make a feature where if you don't want it to work when it's not on, then
Mm-hmm.
do that. Don't just make
Right.
it on all the time. That
Right.
seems
And
the
make it
backwards way
suck
of doing it.
power.
But
Yeah.
I'm not a developer. I'm a player.
Right.
So
I may just take the one I've got in Leslie Ann and just plop it on the floor when I need it and then
mhm,
zap it off.
right.
I mean, you don't use the repair bay like every 5 minutes. It's
Right.
it's not,
You're exactly right. It's not something that I guess technically needs to be
out
front and
there.
center 24/7.
Right, right. But I'm a whole lot more plopping things down when I need them.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And so this one, it's got the armored covers for the
Mhm.
thrusters. Again, I think it's hardened steel construction, so it it takes some
Mhm.
hits. I think it's
Mhm.
got some Xeno. I think these are no, these aren't Xeno. They're just that one funky light texture.
Mhm. Mhm.
But it's got that huge drive thruster in the front there, front and center.
Right. Right.
So it'll fly really well in reverse.
Oh yeah. Well, that's important. That yeah. That that would be important.
I kind of designed it as a hit and run ship. So you run in, you
Mhm.
unleash some volleys, you let your shield decay a little bit, and then you just back out firing as you go and
Well, I
repeat.
hate that thing where when you're backing out, it makes all your missiles sit in midair.
Yes,
You
because they
know,
inherit your velocity, which is
right. So
annoying.
when you're doing negative, when you're backing up,
Hmm.
so are your missiles.
Yep.
I mean, they're not backing up, but they're sitting still, you know.
Yeah, they're not
Yeah.
doing anything productive. That's for sure.
Right, right. Yeah, that's cool looking ship though, man. My combat CV I entered, I really went towards I wanted it to be as pretty as I could get it. Yeah, I
Hmm.
was just trying to I mean, and I don't think I followed good combat protocol with my build. I had
Right.
turrets that stowed, and I had all my turrets up front, and blah, but I really wanted it to look good. I wanted to do something and be like, hey, this looks cool looking.
Well, and again, that comes down to philosophy. Like
Yeah,
how do you see your build being used? Like
right,
for
right,
the challenge, I mean, XCal specifies, hey, let's do certain things a certain way, and
yeah,
he
yeah,
gives a framework, and then you work
yeah,
within the framework. Um, but other things like a PvP ship, which I've
mm-hmm,
never done, but a PvP
mm.
design ship is going to be completely different than a PvE ship,
Oh
just,
yeah,
just
oh
due to the
yeah,
way it functions. So
right, right,
um, it all comes down to how you see the ship doing its job,
mm-hmm,
what capabilities you can give it to that end.
right,
Are there any other restrictions in place? Like, are you using CPU? Are you not using CPU? Is mass weight, mass volume
mm-hmm,
important? That kind of thing.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, it's again,
Yeah, if
I
your
try to
ammo
make
controller's 250, you're probably
right,
not using mass
right,
volume.
right.
It's like you download a blueprint from the factory, and yeah, the ammo controller's like, what?
Yeah.
You
So
could definitely.
I try to make things efficient. I try to make
Uh-huh.
things compact within reason.
Right.
Try to make it look okay.
Yeah.
Um, Try to make them fly really well and have a decent punch for what they are. And
Right.
I don't design dread killers. That's not a point I've gotten to yet.
Dude,
But
I
this
know
will
this
take
sounds
anything
crazy.
short of that, really.
This Matic, it fucking looks like Speed Racer's car. Kinda.
Actually, you're right. It does.
I'm just
Now that you
saying,
say that.
dude, I was a big Speed Racer fan
Uh
when I
huh.
was a kid, and it looks kind of Mark V to me.
Hmm.
It's how it speaks to me right now.
That was
But yeah,
totally not an inspiration, but I can totally see that.
no,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, nice.
And
And
then,
then the Maul Mark II, right?
yeah,
So,
this leads to the Maul Mark II, which is one we currently have two spawned in now. We actually used it for the
okay,
first time in Anger tonight.
did you?
Um, we were trying to clear out a camera from orbit around
Uh
our
huh.
home moon.
Uh huh.
Didn't have enough ammo, so we had to
Yeah.
leave it bloody, but
Okay.
it performed really well.
But
Um,
you have tested this against Camerat. If it wasn't for running out of ammo,
yeah, we would have taken it.
yeah,
Yeah,
it might have been a licking. Okay,
it took it,
good.
maybe half an hour for the two of us to do it, but
Mhm. Mhm.
the Cameron's a pretty beefy vessel at this point in the game with the
Right.
latest patch.
Now, with your tactic against the Camerat, were you going in kind of shield tanking it, but coming out recharging, kind of, you know what I'm saying, kind of
Yeah, like
taking it
we
down
would
a
we would
little bit
both
of
try
the.
to hit it from a different angle, so it
Mhm.
maybe focus one of us and not the other.
Okay,
Um,
so you were fighting in tandem with a partner. Okay,
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Okay.
Hades and I were going at it together.
Okay.
Um,
Both of you in a mall. Okay. All right.
yep. So you basically go in with the thing,
Mm-hmm.
and I learned this from Artemis just recently because
Mm-hmm.
I was fortunate to do his photo shoot for
Mm-hmm.
the Rancer, I think it's
Mm-hmm.
called,
Mm-hmm.
his latest Xeno ship,
Mm-hmm.
which flies really nicely, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I learned from reading his description how you're supposed to fly it.
Mm-hmm.
He designs things really light, so you hit your space bar to to do your up thrust, and then you use
Right.
your Q or your E to spin around, and then you
Right.
just keep your front pointed at the vessel. And if you're moving fast enough, it's really hard for the AI weapons to hit you.
Right.
And so I was trying that in testing a couple of days ago with the Maul Mark II, and I
Mhm.
was using it tonight. Um, it was working pretty well for me.
Mhm.
I did get lazy at one point. My shield got dropped, and so I took a little bit of damage to the rear.
Mhm.
But if you take a look inside, I've
Mhm.
designed it so that, let me turn it on. There's the switch here. Does it have any fuel? Yeah, it's got fuel. All right, it's on. All right, it's on. So if we take a look inside in the back here where the components are,
Mhm.
you'll see extensive use of the heavy windows.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And I went through the thing with the debug rifle, and I've even got some Xeno and stuff. So
Mhm.
you can take out any individual component, like all the thrusters, you can blow them all up. It'll still
Mhm.
fly. It's not going to
Right.
affect the warp drive or the shield or fuel
Right.
tanks or anything else. So that's something I'm having to incorporate now due to the way the changes have been made. But I
Yeah.
like the heavy
Yeah.
windows, and
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I have no problem with that.
Nice, man.
And the other thing, it's got a lot of empty space inside. And I asked
Mhm.
on the forum a couple days ago, so what do I do with this? Do I leave it? Do I
Mhm.
fill it with something? Because filling it even with carbon is going to increase your
Blow
weight,
up.
which decreases
Right.
your performance. And
I
carbon's
guess
not going
with.
to really do anything about explosions.
Oh, good. Good. Okay. All right.
So I'm just going to leave it empty because everything
Yeah.
is contained. And I think maybe what Chumsicle said, just leave it empty because if
Yeah.
somebody wants to put something in, they got the space to do it. So
Right.
okay,
Right.
have at it.
Oh yeah.
So it's got some Xeno in the front. It's got
Uh
some.
huh. Uh huh.
Oh, if you notice, I used the large thrusters. I think they're Eden specific. They're not part of
Mhm.
Reforged.
Right.
That's why you got thrusters missing here. But
Mhm.
it's between the medium and the advanced, what we call
Mhm.
it now. It's
Mhm.
the 1x3x1. So
Right on.
I think on a CPU level and on a thrust level, three of them are equal to four mediums. So you can
Mhm.
use fewer engines, fewer
Right.
thrusters to do the same job,
Right.
same
Right.
CPU. But that's something that I'm going to need to spell out to the users
Uh
because
huh.
unless you're running either Project Eden or Reforged Eden, you spawn this thing in, it's going to be missing thrusters.
Right. Right. It will not have those. Yeah.
It won't work. So, but I may do a version that just has mediums, but it won't perform as well. But whatever.
Right.
In vanilla, things perform better anyway. So
Yeah.
maybe it's really no loss in performance at all.
Right. Right. Because you don't need much engines at all for vanilla.
No, I mean you can
Yeah.
build these huge monsters that take a couple thrusters and they fly
The
around like an SUV.
Quahog. I
Which is,
like that one.
part of the
That's
reason I
cool.
went to Reforged
Yeah.
in the first place because it's got, it's a little harder.
Yeah. It's vanilla's a little easy mode. Yeah.
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 So then, that's it for the combat
Mhm.
vessels. But as you know, at the beginning, well, before season two dropped, it
Right.
seemed everybody was prepping for season two.
Right.
Um,
Right.
and so I was making sure that I had a number of, escape vessels ready
Mhm.
just to get off the planet.
Mhm.
So I don't know where you are. I can't see where you are right
I'm
now.
looking
But
at the Quahog right now.
okay, well, come on down the other end because
Okay.
that's
Ah.
the where we're going to end up.
Oh, gotcha. Gotcha. Here we go.
I made the rock hopper just as a basic
Yeah.
bare minimum neodymium
Mhm.
requirements.
Mhm.
I think it takes like 560.
Nice.
What was it?
That's
No,
cheap.
sorry, it's 780, probably due to the extra
Okay.
thrusters I put
Okay.
on it.
Oh
But
yeah. Yeah.
it'll
Let's
get you
take
off
a look at
planet.
it. Right.
It'll work. It's got a warp.
Mhm.
But I wasn't really that happy with the styling of it,
Uh huh.
and it didn't take me that long to come up with. So I went back to the drawing board and came up with a rock hopper 3. Don't ask me where the 2 is. There is no 2. Just went with the 3.
Well, it
This
was
one does a
so
little
much
better.
better, you had to skip a number. See,
Right.
that's all. Yeah, it was just yeah. It was
Yeah.
twice the first one, so that's
Right.
plus 1 is 3. Yeah. There you
The
go.
style on this one's a little better.
Yeah.
You got both the angle stuff and you got the rounded stuff on the back.
Mm-hmm.
This one does better when you hit it with the debug rifle. I think each thruster can blow up without affecting the rest or the
Mm-hmm.
warp drive. So
And look at that
it's
ramp. Holy
it's fairly
shit. Look at that.
redundant.
Right on.
Oh yeah, and the let me turn it on. It's got built-in lighting when the ramp goes out and the gear goes down, so you
Oh,
can
let's
see what
see.
you're doing at night.
Oh,
If you
yeah.
haven't noticed yet, I really love lighting. The way
Yeah.
lighting plays off the
Yeah.
surfaces, and you can do what you want with revealing things and hiding other
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
So you got a
Nice.
basic inside. It's only got a small constructor, but it's enough to get you off the starters
Right.
and to get
Right.
you comfortably somewhere else so you can start fresh.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this one, it only takes, let's see, 748 neodymium.
Okay. Okay.
So
That's got a warp. Yeah.
it'll get you where you need to go.
Yeah. That's cheap. 780 Neo. Wow. You know.
Yeah,
That's a quick
everybody
build.
was thinking that Neo would be the trouble to try to get collected to get off the
Mm-hmm.
planets. At least Filbert voiced that, and I was like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I see that. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but really, if you find the right CV to salvage,
Mm-hmm.
you can find like 25 thrusters on it, and
Right.
there's no problem anymore.
Yes. Yeah. Once we got off a Rogue, uh, we went to a water planet, and
Hmm.
it was gravy. It was gravy at that point.
Yeah,
It
yeah, I
was.
got to give you guys big props for doing that rogue start.
Oh, dude.
That's wild.
Dude, it was less than 48 hours we were gone.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I was absolutely amazed. Um, so yeah, we had some setbacks, but I'll tell you, it was a hell of a lot of fun,
Hmm.
and I think I made some really good friends. Uh, Both Rig and Krellis, very talented players,
Hmm.
and I wouldn't
Absolutely.
have wanted to do that alone. I would not have. That's that would not have been fun, alone.
That may have been
But
an
with a
extra
friend,
exercise in frustration.
right? But with a friend or two, definitely,
Hmm.
definitely, absolute. So yeah, thank you for that. It's quite an achievement for me. So
Yeah, I mean that was awesome.
yeah.
Um, excuse me.
Mhm.
So I, I I had my basics in place in
Mhm.
case I had issues with whatever, but then
Right.
I settled down and tried to do something more serious.
Mhm.
Uh, relatively, I mean, look at the thing.
No, I love it, man. But
It looks like
you
a
know,
clam, which is where the
yeah,
name came from.
yeah.
I've never actually had abalone, but I hear it's really good, so might be
I'm a
some point
big
I try it.
I'm a big clam lover. Love me some clam. Hell yeah.
So it's fairly unconventional. You
Mhm.
got a ramp on the front so that
Right.
you can get an HV on the roof.
I see. I see. And that's basically just hey, this is a place to thrust up on.
Yes,
It's
it's a
yeah, it's
launching point.
right. It's not a
Yeah.
literal ramp. It's a whoosh.
Yep.
Yeah, I
It's like,
got
I'm
you.
gonna try, and I hope it
Yeah,
works.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
And then the sideways ramp. That's great.
I had to do the sideways ramp because there's not enough space front to back for the ramp to
Right.
fit and still do the grow plots. I want to
Right.
get grow plots in there as a
Mhm.
way to start and just try to get you established.
Mhm.
I know
Mhm.
there's different uh, methods of doing that. Maybe I'll go buy all my food, or maybe I'll just use a
Right.
portable constructor or whatever to do it. But
Mhm. Mhm.
I want to try to get the grow plots in here because I also knew that the new hydro bays were a thing, which I love, by the
Yes.
way.
Yeah, they are really cool.
Um, and so once you get to the point you can use them,
Mhm.
it'll still fit in here.
Right.
Uh, let's probably should turn this on. There we go. This one I think it comes with a large constructor.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, which you can easily upgrade to an advanced.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's got your basic survival stuff. You got your first aid station right at the top of the ramp.
Mhm.
oxygen next to it, your vital stuff, armor lockers over here.
Being close to the
Storage.
control seat, that's important. That's nice to be able to
Yep.
just run up here and boom. Yeah.
Yep. I like to be able to get on the ship quick and get going quick because
Yeah.
sometimes you need to get going quick.
Sometimes you got to do that. Yep. Yeah.
And we've got the single light up here, which casts the mood.
Mm-hmm.
But then in the back here, we've got really it's a pretty striking engineering section. Like the lights and the trim and all that stuff is. I think it looks really cool.
Oh yeah, back here. Yeah.
And I left space for a compact shield.
Uh-huh.
So that if you come across one, you can put it in. I think at the time I made this, it wasn't actually craftable.
Right, right. You had to get it off
right
a Rado
before that.
space or
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Now it is, of course, and so.
Yep. Which
if you
is
wanna do that,
awesome.
it's pretty easy.
Which is what I built my starter with, was a compact.
And they're actually
Yeah.
pretty cheap.
It's not
you'd
bad.
maybe like 20 a restaurant in Zascosium. And
Yeah, it's not.
minor stuff.
You'll get that in a POI. Boom. Call it a day.
So you got the room for the grow plots. You got the light above. But if you take a look, if you come up through the ceiling and look down from outside, that's really cool too. I love the heavy windows.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
There.
That's way cool. I like that look.
And it also has an upgrade path because all these thrusters are smalls except for 2 in the rear here.
Right,
pointing
right.
down, they're mediums. You can upgrade those 11 smalls to mediums.
Mm-hmm.
It'll then fly much better. And if you find them originally from the CV, you can replace it right away. But you can still get off planet in style.
Yeah.
Have them.
Yeah.
One thing I did discover though is once you replace the mediums with the smalls with the mediums, I think the 2 back here in the corners might be a little too close to the warp.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And the ship will crater phenomenally if you hit it with the debug rifle.
Okay.
It's just, it's amazing. You're left with a shell.
Right. And now that certain Xerox actually come with debug rifles now. Yeah.
Yeah. So I try to warn people, like, it'll be fine. Just be careful. Make sure you get the shield in there, and then you should be all right.
Right.
But this is where I started combining both the blue with this specific gray and the white trim. Which is pretty striking.
Yeah.
The yellow does stand out, like in the Maul and the Matic.
Right.
But it's a slightly different aesthetic.
Right.
And then so I got that done, and I figured, okay, well, let's try something a little bigger. Maybe it's a stretch goal. If I can get enough Neo, I can maybe do something a little better to get off the board.
Right.
So for this one, we got, let me turn it on.
Oh, yeah.
Stats. This one will take 1800 neodymium, if you can find it. Basically, it's the exact same front section.
I'm going to give a little bit of lights just so folks can see. I gave them a little bit of the Neo shiny look, but I wanted to...
It's definitely a different look because the front is fatter than the rear.
And here's your obligatory launch up ramp.
There's a ramp on each side. So
okay.
HV on top.
So you can jump Snake Canyon. Woo! Right.
It'll work too. Take a little practice. It'll work.
Yeah, you can get it up there. As long as you park it up there some way, that's a good way. As long as it can get up there,
you'll be fine.
That's right.
This one, it did some testing. All these engines in the back here can be independently shot out without killing the warp core.
Oh, good,
so it's quite a bit hardier.
It's longer. Yeah, it's got some length to it. Yeah.
Yep. And this one comes with a compact shield.
So nice.
And the generator are inside in the same case.
Nice.
And then on the sides here, we got the dual large fuel tanks, also wrapped in their own heavy windows. So they're not going to
Is this down in here? Where is the heavy windows?
If you come inside to the main cabin area.
Oh, all right.
Or right in front of
my bad. Okay, there we go.
Shield.
Oh, yeah, okay. Nice.
and I went through all these in
Yeah.
God mode and made sure every surface was painted. So
Right.
some
Right.
people may go in and appreciate it, some may not. But for me personally, it's something I think is important. So
It's the mini game. It's your
you
completionist
paint the
game. Right.
surfaces.
Right. Right. Gotcha.
And again, with the glowies, you got the glowies everywhere. And I was able to do something really cool with the grow lights, kind of building them into the window here, and
Mm-hmm.
we got the lights, the regular lights shining out, and
Mm-hmm.
it
Oh,
came out
that's
pretty well.
nice. I like the lights going forward like that on the cockpit. That's pretty. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's some
because
good.
in
Yeah.
here we've got lights illuminating the top of
Mm-hmm.
the shield, just because
Mm-hmm.
it looks
Mm-hmm.
cool. If you want to
Mm-hmm.
put something else in there, you can. You take the lights out; it's an easy change. But then you've also
Right.
got the lights here illuminating the front of it. So it's
Right.
again, I like light. Light's cool.
Yeah, light is
You can do
cool.
with light.
It's a shame it adds to like the size. That kind of sucks, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
Makes everybody drive around in very dim, dark
right.
machines.
Except I find that on a ship this size, which is pretty
Right.
freaking small. What's the size class on this? It's oh, it's actually 1.04.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's not really a big deal because
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
it's kind of unless you have a really bad PC,
Right.
which mine is close to. But I don't have any FPS issues with this particular ship,
Right.
and it's got space for 18 plots here rather than the 9. So you got
Yeah.
more room to
Yeah. I
do
was
stuff.
seeing. Yeah.
That's part of the length, where the length came from.
Right.
But the part up here is exactly the same. It seemed to work, and I left
Mm-hmm.
it the way it was. One change I did make on my personal Quahog, which I'm running now, but
Mm-hmm.
on this one, the weak spot in the front here is a 25 hit point spotlight.
Oh, right here. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's I'll call that a failure in the design because
Ah.
once if you let your shield go down and you get hit right
Yeah.
here, you've vented your cabin, and then
Just
you could be in trouble.
put you put you that put the round
Shutter
heavy
window.
glass right there. You
Oh
know
yeah, yeah, right.
boom, call it a day.
Call it a day.
You know, that could at least take you'd take a couple of head-ons with it that way,
Hmm.
and then
Yeah.
maybe put a couple of those little rampy side things here to kind of,
Yep.
give it something. But yeah, that's easy. That's easy. You
It'll
get
work out.
that. Yeah.
So that's that, and then I said, okay, well I finished this.
Mhm.
Season 2 hadn't started yet. Okay, let's try for more.
Mhm.
And so then here's, I guess, the ultimate of this line so far is the clay
Mhm.
hog, keeping with the clam theme. Oh,
Koi
by the
hog.
way, this one is called the Gooey Duck. It doesn't
Ah.
look like it, the GEO, but it's
Uh-huh.
pronounced Gooey Duck for some reason.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Uh,
Oh,
and
the
I and I
gooey
put that
duck
in
here. Gotcha.
the
Gotcha.
workshop just so people would pronounce it correctly.
Instead of
Um,
geoduck. Right. It's
yes,
gooey duck.
I don't
I
know why
wonder
it's
why
like
it's
that, but
not Guey. Gooey. Yeah, I don't
couldn't
know.
tell you.
Eh.
I think it came from a Native American term,
Ah, okay. All
and maybe
right.
the pronunciation or whatever. Um,
Gotcha.
can you excuse me 1 second? I got to let the dog out. He's whining at
Do
me.
it. Let the dogs
Hang on.
out. Who let the dogs out? Stan2112. That's who. Taking a sneak peek. Nice.
All right, he's good until wants to come back in.
Okie dokie.
All right, so again, we've got the fatal flaw here in the front with the spotlight. On
Oh,
my
yeah.
version, I replaced
Mhm.
this with I think the L-shaped heavy window,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
which is actually quite a bit stronger than the steel around it here.
Right.
Is that steel? Is that steel or is that? Yeah, it is
Thank you,
steel.
for over. I want to give everybody a good chance to talk about their stuff. Stan builds a lot of stuff, so it's nice to hear people talk about their builds, man. I like it.
Stuff is cool.
Yeah. We're geeking it up. We're geeking pretty hard, which is
That's right.
okay.
Space Legos is
yeah,
fine.
Space Legos is the bomb, dude. Definitely.
So you'll notice in here it's similar to the Gooey Duck, where it's got the
Mm-hmm.
18 plots and the stuff along the
Right.
side. Got the grow lights up here and the heavy windows.
Right.
I think this one comes with an advanced constructor. Yeah, I just put that in because I figured if you're going
Yeah.
that far, you're going all the way. So
Right. Right.
again, we got the fuel tanks and the heavy windows.
Mm-hmm.
I like this. I have a newfound appreciation for this cool little cargo thing here. It's with the rounded sides and it's got the
Yeah. It's
lights and stuff
silver
on it.
aluminum looking. It's
Yeah,
got that. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we've got.
And it's got a
Let's see, go
shipping
through.
label. It says, yeah, there you go.
Whoops, just turn that off.
Amazon.com. You should have threw this box out. So.
There we go. So back here we have both elevator access to the roof, where I keep the auger, easy
Uh-huh.
access.
Okay.
And then
On top.
on
Yep.
top,
Gotcha.
and you got the turrets up there and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Inside here we've got the engineering
Mm-hmm.
section, whatever. Got the dual generators. Again, the heavy windows,
Right.
hardened steel on the outside, so they're all independently blow upable without
Right.
affecting the rest of the stuff. And there's actually room
Right.
above each one for something else. If you need to put extenders in or another gen or whatever,
Right.
there's a
Right.
1x3 space for each one.
Right.
Right above here in the middle, you got your core and your basic extender and this truss array here,
Mm-hmm.
which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Plus, you got the light above shining on everything
Right. Right.
in a certain way, which I like. Then you got more trussing here, doing quote supporting of the shield. It doesn't really
Right.
attaches to the
Right.
top, but whatever.
Oh, I said this one a couple of nights ago. You, sir, have truss issues. Huh? Huh? Yeah, it's not any better the second time around. Sorry. Yeah, it's still shitty.
I'll take it. That's good. And so again, we've got
Terrible. Oh.
we've got the fuel on the side.
Yeah.
So there's space right here for another improved extender.
Right
Just take out
on.
these 2 blocks and you're good to
Right.
go. Which I've done on mine. You
Mm-hmm.
got your ammo in the floor here. I think we've
Mm-hmm.
got 48K storage.
Right.
Plenty for what this thing is going to do.
Right.
Then you got your more heavy windows with your thrusters. You can see the
Mm-hmm.
thrusters from the side.
Mm-hmm.
Which looks really nice. You can peek in and see the ground out there.
Mm-hmm.
You got your storage back. You got your warp drive right here.
Mm-hmm.
Something I noticed though, I mean this one's cool because you got the arms holding the warp drive and
Right.
they actually touch the warp drive at these 2 locations here. So it actually looks
Right.
like it's being held there, which I think is
Right.
pretty cool.
Right.
And then the light itself mounts on this other rib of the warp drive.
Right.
Well, when you upgrade this thing to an advanced warp drive,
Uh-huh.
all those ribbing, it's all different, so it doesn't
Oh.
have the same aesthetic
Right.
pleasure to
Right.
me. But whatever, it's
So the
stock, it
graphic
looks good.
changes and you're like, shit.
Yep,
This yeah.
And we got stuff stored in the ceiling here. Got the pen tank, another constructor, and 2 solar capacitors. I actually tend to fly around on this thing, this
Mm-hmm.
thing with all 24 panels just still on. I don't really
Right.
take them off at all.
We've not found that to be needed at all. Yeah. I'm noticing with solar, just it's all display bugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then on the back here we have a place you can put something. I've got a drill turret back here.
Right.
If you find a good asteroid in your travels and you hoover it up,
Opportunistic
it's not like a dedicated
mining.
miner with
Yeah,
the laser
it's
drills and all that stuff, but
opportunistic mining. Nothing
Yeah.
wrong. Nothing wrong with that. Yep.
it goes faster than an auger anyway. So
Yes.
you do
Yes.
what you got. Um,
Yep.
and then I've got the flak turrets here on the sides.
Mm-hmm.
We got the cannons and the miniguns up front. They make quick work of
Mhm.
any drones that are guarding resource deposits when
Mhm.
you're on
Mhm.
planet. The only trouble I've had with this thing, I ran into an Immirat as I
Mhm.
warped into a new sector.
Mhm.
Before I could get the shield up,
Oh
um,
yeah.
a couple of missiles came my way and actually took out one of the bottom thrusters, one of the big
Okay.
ones.
Right.
Fortunately, since I designed it to not
blow
blow
the hell
everything
up
up
all over,
when it
right?
happens. I was able to get away, no issue.
Good.
I actually had a large thruster in inventory. I plopped it in when I got home and did some
Yeah.
repairs to the blocks themselves, and that was it. I lost a thruster.
Right,
So
right.
I think the design itself proved itself in that situation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I was really happy with the outcome eventually. Like
Mm-hmm.
immediately, I was I was pretty upset about it. Like
Right,
the
right.
changes made
Oh
to
yeah.
shields,
Yeah.
where you can't activate them until you actually get to where
Oh
you're going.
yeah, that little trick where you could push the button right before you.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that was, I don't know, in someone's infinite wisdom, the way it is now is the way it should be, but
Yeah,
it's
they needed to
it can
focus
be
on
dangerous.
decals and that. Yeah,
Um, and
of
I
course.
want to also give props to Filbert for
Mm-hmm.
his designs overall and
Oh yeah.
his consultation with me at times about, we talk about things off and on
Oh yeah. Yeah.
over DMs. But his
We're gonna be
the
doing
main
Filbert
ship I used
Sunday.
last season
Yeah.
was his X2 sledge.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I did extensive modifications to it, but the basic bones are really good for that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I kind of didn't want to model this off of that,
Mm-hmm.
but what you need to put where kind of determines it's going to look a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
Like again with the 3x3 shield, you got to put it somewhere, and it's gonna
Right.
raise the roof, right?
Right.
Uh, the warp drive itself it's got to fit somewhere. Well,
Mm-hmm.
let's put it on the roof so you can fit an HV underneath, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I want to give him props for the sledge for that. I spent a lot of time in that thing. I
Mm-hmm.
got to know it really well. He did a super job with it. It worked great. Um, and things like that are what inform the way I build things for myself when I actually build them for myself.
Oh
And
yeah.
I
Yeah.
think it kind of shows up in this design a bit. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, huge props to him. He's done some really fantastic stuff that
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I like.
Filbert's
The
awesome with his
Creel,
builds.
the one he did recently, the Creel, not the Creel, the Scar Kestrel, I think it was.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When I spawned that thing in the first time and went through it, I was like, oh my God, this is beautiful.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
just a work of art. And
Yeah.
if somebody eventually someday gets that feeling from something I've done, I'll be
Oh
happy.
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
But I take inspiration from a lot of fantastic builders, whether it's Jay Randall or Salusticor or
Right.
NMK or Crazy Z or Filbert, whoever.
Right.
Um,
And
you know,
NMK's playing on our server,
I
right?
saw that. I saw
Right?
that, and he's got some fantastic little ships.
Yeah,
Um,
he was on the Rogue planet with us, and we don't know what happened to him to this day. It's like we're all there, and then there's NMK. I'm like, is is he by himself, or is so we're on Rogue, right?
mhm.
I'm like, do you want to join our faction, or do you let's work together, you
Yeah.
know? Because there's like one electronics between four of us, and if you got it, that means we don't, and then that
Right.
might be the one frickin' last part we don't
Hmm.
have that we need, and then
Yeah.
I don't even know. I to this day I would love to hear what happened to NMK. It,
I
I,
don't see him posting much in the Discord,
yeah,
whether I'm missing it or not, or he's
yeah.
just not a really social person like that. But
But why be on
he's got some
why
great
be on a
designs.
multiplayer server if you're not going
Yeah.
to be social?
Right.
I don't understand that. But it's like walking into a big crowded party and then like I'm not here to talk to anybody.
Right.
I'm here for the dip.
Yep.
Thank you.
I heard there's really good dip.
Yeah,
Someone said
yeah.
they were free, so
That's right. I'm
I'm
just here
taking them
for
around.
dip. So shut up. Leave me alone. Yeah.
But yeah, I got to give props out to all these fantastic
Yeah.
builders that I've got
Oh yeah.
influence from, and it's the community itself is something that is actually really special. It seems like,
Oh, it is. It is.
especially on the Anvil, like
Especially
everybody
during
is
these
helpful.
times. Especially during these times.
You
We
got
need
you got
it.
a bunch of great builders and players
Hmm.
who work together and
Yep.
encourage each other, and it's a positive environment, and it's really something to behold. It's great stuff.
I wish we could get Space Wanderer on the server. You ought to see some of his builds. Pretty badass stuff.
I haven't seen that name
Yeah,
before. I'll have to look it up.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
My
props
buddy
also to
Ray's is
XCal for
flying one.
putting
Oh
this all
yeah,
together. I mean, he's
yeah.
the
Well,
impetus
XCal
for all
just
this,
doing
or
the
the
designer
center. I don't know.
challenges. Doing
I'll
the
say he's
designer
responsible.
challenges. Yeah. The designer challenges that he does is just
Yep.
really great. And the thing is, you can tell that it's growing because there's just more and more submissions. It's taken a month to get through the month's submission.
Right. Right.
So
If it grows anymore, it
obviously,
will just keep getting
yeah,
behind.
it's going to have
What
to
do you
be
do?
a
We got like a
challenge
5-hour
every 2
stream,
months
four,
or a
4 Saturdays a
challenge
month.
yeah, it's like, okay, we need to do this challenge every 2 months so that we can get through all the challenges for the 2 months.
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
Crazy stuff.
yeah,
But it's good to see. I mean, it's
yeah.
really a positive environment, which is good for
I
people.
want to look at
Like
this.
you said,
I want to
especially
look at
now.
this base, man. I want to. This is the one I saw on Reddit. And I don't. I hope this is okay if I start over here, just
Yeah,
because
sure.
I saw this one on Reddit, and I
hmm
really like to look at it. It's very future modern looking with the slants and everything.
Yeah, I can't really say where that came from. It's just I was
Yeah.
just kind of building, and the blocks kind of fell into place like that.
Oh yeah, I like that. I like that. I've got a soft spot for bases, and it's a shame that it's antithetical to every quest you do in Reforged
hmm
Eden, and it anchors your ass, and
Yep.
it's just, you know.
But I tell you, I like a base
Mhm.
because if you can find a place where you don't have a drone base to worry about,
Mhm.
your problems are solved.
Oh
Like,
yeah. Oh yeah.
you don't have to worry about flying all this storage around. It doesn't
Oh
matter how
yeah.
heavy it is.
Oh yeah.
You can just make it bigger.
Yeah.
Concrete's cheap.
Yep.
Um, as long as you have structural integrity, it's
Oh
not going to
yeah.
just fall apart.
Oh
And
yeah.
even if there is a drone base around, you stick a compact shield in the ceiling and you put some turrets on it, and you're good to
Oh
go.
yeah. Well, if you're like me, you kill every frickin' drone base you see.
Well,
It's
yeah, I mean
hard to.
that's the other option.
Yeah, yeah. That's the first thing I'll go for. Is I'm going to kill you, drone base. I don't. That's why I'm almost practically leading deaths on the
hmm
server.
Well, someone's got to be in first place, right?
So me and Cillian, it's like we're having a secret dare to see who can die the most. I'm going to catch you, Cillian.
Someday I'll get you.
That's right. That's
Um,
right.
with this, I designed this as a starter base.
Mhm.
It may not necessarily look like a starter base. I don't know what people's real
Right.
expectations are for a starter base. I've got stuff that's way smaller, but
Right.
this one you can make from. I think you could make it from rocks and trees.
It's obviously what, a level 5, right? What am I
It's
looking at here? Level?
pretty low. Yeah, it is a level
Yeah.
5.
It's a level 5. Right.
So really, you just go mine some rocks, you turn them
Mhm.
into iron, silicon, and copper in a portable constructor.
And
You
it's
go chop some
yeah.
trees down and make it into plant fiber and make carbon out of it, and then you can make this base from
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
which I think is important in the early game because
Which I know there's a
there are
dirty
players out there
clone
who do single player
chamber over here,
who they're
but
not worried about
the
being
clone
on a
chamber's
server and that
level
stuff.
5, right? Isn't the clone chamber level 5? So, to put a medical chamber
hmm
there, it'd raise the level of the base to what, 10?
10, I think. So
10? So,
there's
yeah.
there's a whole bunch of upgrades you can do to this. Like in the
Right.
floor here, um, we'd have
Oh,
to dig it out, but
and let
there's
me add this. The first upgrade would be to upgrade this clone chamber to a med chamber.
yeah,
Okay? Sports fans. Just for the record.
exactly.
As soon as you could.
Um,
Yeah.
but you got your basic gen in the floor here. You got a small
Right.
fuel tank, you got a small oxygen tank, and you have your core.
Right. Right.
There's room for a large gen, um, a large fuel tank, a
Mm-hmm.
large O2, a basic and improved extenders, and
Mm-hmm.
even a third, I mean, another gen if you need to.
Right.
And you can still fit 18 plots on top of it.
Right. Right.
And so what I do in this thing is I take the clone chamber away from there. I put it over here in the medical
Mm-hmm.
section.
Mm-hmm.
I put another advanced over here in its place.
Mm-hmm.
We got room here for a teleporter and a repair station.
Right. Right.
It comes with just the one controller, which is the basic controller. But all this floor can be converted into extensions. So you can have
Mm-hmm.
two 320s here in the floor.
Right. And as cheap as this base is, you're just plopping down a storage.
Yeah, you
And
just
hell,
dock
you
it
could
somewhere.
leave it. You could leave it or core it. So,
Yeah.
at
I actually
Boogie.
used this design as my latest teleport base. I've got
Yeah.
a planet somewhere where we've got a good restroom supply. And
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
actually testing right now the auto mining, what's going to happen
Mm-hmm.
on Friday. Me
Mm-hmm.
and Krellis are, if my auto miner's going away, he's going to reimburse me for it. But we're doing science.
So you're
So,
doing some stuff. Yeah.
but this is what I used for that. If you got good enough solar, it's got, I don't know how many panels it's got on it, 24-ish, 21.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I got to let the dog back in. Give me 1 minute.
Okay. Who let the dogs in? Let's take a look at this puppy. It's statistics. Yeah, unlock level 5. That's cheap. Stone dust 3-6. Oh yeah, for what you build this thing for, it's done in 45 minutes. Hell, you can leave the whole thing if you want to go somewhere. There's nothing to cry about. And it's charging. Yeah.
All right, he was making a racket.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Okay.
Then you got the solar farm over here, and this is the one that's got that you put the new plots in, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's got 144 spaces for plots, or
Wow.
the 16 bays itself, and the
Wow.
kind of did a little color coordination there to see where
Right.
you put the bay.
Right. Yeah, 'cause you only need one plot on the floor.
Right.
Rest of them actually go into the, yeah, yeah. I've actually had a chance to play with them a little bit. They're interesting. Definitely time savers.
It's very easy to just click once rather than 9 times. It's so
Yeah,
easy to harvest things with these new
yeah,
bays.
yeah. Yeah,
What
we're,
else? You got plenty of capacity to make stuff. You got the 4 fridges and the 4 processors.
mm-hmm,
I
mm-hmm.
basically took the previous base, cut it down the middle each way, and made it bigger.
Right.
And I think we've got, I think there's 4 320s in the floor in this one.
Oh,
So
wow.
plenty of storage if you want to
Yeah, yeah.
put stuff here too.
Definitely.
So, I figured maybe this will help some people.
Oh, good. Yeah, a good grow farm, man. Definitely, definitely. I like the solar placement on this one better than the first one. You give almost equal time to the sun coming up, the sun
Hmm.
overhead, and the sun going down.
I had to,
That's
well, the other thing with this one, the starter base,
hmm
it'll work in vanilla because I think it's
right,
only got the 15 panels.
right, right.
Um, Whereas the farm is a reforged only farm. I'm going to do a
hmm
vanilla version in case people want that too, but it means I got
hmm
to fix the roof and the ceiling.
Right, right.
Um, but yeah, I think this one has the full 24 on it.
hmm
The smalls and the larges because
Right, right.
symmetry and the way things fit and stuff. But yeah, it
Symmetry
should be
police. Damn right.
much more capable of pulling energy in.
Right.
But yeah,
What's this little
I,
guy
I
over
love the fact
here?
that
Oh,
solar is a
that's a
thing and you can run a base off of
Oh
sunshine
yeah. Oh
rather than
yeah.
using fuel.
What's this little
Just one
guy?
less thing to
This is
worry
a
about.
teleport
This
base?
is, well, there's a little backstory.
Uh-huh.
XCal made, I forget what it was called, the whetstone maybe.
Yeah.
It's a little base, little
Mm-hmm.
starter base, which I totally geeked out over. I love the
Mm-hmm.
thing. It was a nice little level 7 starter base.
Mm-hmm.
I did iterations of it in season 1 as
Mm-hmm.
teleport. I call them teleport bases. It's just like an endpoint. You go somewhere, maybe got an
Right.
auger in the garage. You go out and mine some stuff. You process here, and maybe once in a while you stop by with a CV to pick it up, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, this is a very basic one. It's just made out of carbon. It's got the 6 panels on top.
Mm-hmm.
It's room for 9 plots inside if you want them. I mean,
Right.
I like to do that as an option. I don't use
Yeah.
it myself, but it's there if you
Right.
need it. Plus, it's got enough generator power to actually run the teleporter. And I think it's still a tier 1 base, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Let me check that. Yeah, it's like 450 CPU shy of the tier 1 limit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it's got. Oh, I love this little feature. It's got the internal access to the outside, so you can
Yeah.
put portable constructors in your floor
Yeah.
and do constructor stuff without using any
Right.
fuel at
Right.
all.
You put your little constructor down and boom. Yeah.
Yep. So
Cement blocks for days.
exactly. So we
Yeah.
had I don't know, we had like 3 or 4 of these running last season. I would just hop over and pick up stuff and come
Mm-hmm.
back.
Mm-hmm.
One of them was on a planet, which I think it was like an ocean planet. There were large
Mm-hmm.
islands all over the place, but I happened to put this on one of the islands that had some good resources. But there were 3 Xerox Patrol spawn locations within like 200 meters. So every time I'd teleport in, I'd have
A
15
base.
targets to shoot at.
Yeah.
It's target
Yeah.
practice.
Base
It was on
attack.
the top of a
Yeah.
hill. It was great. I loved it.
Yeah.
It was just fun to work on the gunplay a little bit.
Right. Right. Oh, here's a
Um,
big farm here. Look at
this is
that
my
one.
original solar farm, which I did probably last year at some point.
Mm-hmm.
It's I think the first base I made.
Uh-huh.
Um, I think it was for our dedicated server as well.
Right. Right.
Um, here's where we have trust issues. I'll tell you that.
You got some serious trust issues, sir. Definitely. I love the piping though. I love how the vents come down like that. That texture on the round block
Hmm.
like that, the tube, that looks
Yep.
really good.
Yeah, I like that. It came out
Yeah.
well. But I'll tell you, harvesting
Oh
144
yeah.
plots like this before the base is just
Yeah,
it wears on you.
yeah, I have some small experience with that. Yep.
But
Yep.
I liked how the middle came out here. Again with the light.
Mhm.
The lights up top shining like across the face of the cargo container
Right.
give it a really cool look,
Right.
especially at night when all the lights outside are off. And then we've got kind of
Yeah.
like the industrial support here for the fridges and the food processor. I like the look. I like the way it came out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's elevator access to the roof, so you can fly in with an SV or whatever and pop down, and
I like the
or you can put some
vent.
turrets up top.
I like that
Go up.
quarter round vent. That's cool.
But yeah, this was an early creation, so
Wow.
it may show it. But I also had the switches here for each of the 4
Mhm.
sections labeled. I originally had them down here, and then Hades was like, "Well, I can't plant anything there, dude, because there's a switch in the
Because
way." I was
there's a
like,
switch
"Oh,
in the. It takes the block. Yep.
duh,
Takes the block. Yeah.
a block is a block."
Yes, it is. On top. Oh yeah.
And I tried it to
Nice.
be, I don't know, the texturing was different at the time.
Yeah.
I could do it better now, but I try to not make it just like block, block, block.
Right. Right.
But this is a learning process too.
Eh, texturing's hard, man. And even if you sweat bullets over textured, somebody will download it and paint it pink or
Yeah,
purple.
right.
Not me. I wouldn't. No, I would never paint anything purple or pink or yellow. But
I know
I've
someone who
heard of
would, and
people.
someone
Yeah.
Hades actually painted a pink stripe on the top of his Maul today. I was like, okay. It's Xeno too, so it's really nice and glowy. Actually,
Oh,
it's
I
cool.
bet. I bet.
But
Yeah.
then let's see. If we go to skip to the end here,
Yeah.
this is a bastardization of the whetstone.
Uh
Like if you come
huh.
inside, you'll see it immediately. It looks like a whetstone.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
replaced the windows though with heavies, of course,
Mhm. Mhm.
to bump it out a little bit.
Right.
But yeah, the floor space is there with the plots and all that in the elevator. I added a door back here because this whole back section you can fit a full-size shield in.
Yeah. Yeah. Get some
I was
defense
designing
going.
this to be to go on like a moon or a planet that had an active drone base, so you wouldn't have to
Mm-hmm.
worry about um, have we cleared the drone base or not. I'm going to get your resources anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But and this was before the compact shields were even a thing, so I
Mm-hmm.
had to make the big 3x3 space, and then the whole thing's hard steel on the outside. It's got this huge wall
Mm-hmm.
and layers upon layers.
The nice
Um,
thing about these drone attacks is about Drone Attack 4. They send bombers
hmm
for a
hmm
half an hour,
Yep.
and even if you build underground, they will bomb the dirt out until they
Yep.
hit your base.
They're crazy.
Yeah, yeah. And you better get out there with a filler tool, and it don't matter.
Yep.
It don't
Yep.
matter.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
So we actually put, I think, yeah, we put this design on last season's Taladar moon, where there was an
Mm-hmm.
active drone base, and I replaced two of these flag turrets with lasers. And
Yeah.
you'd get four drones coming by, and
Yeah.
they'd be dead in 20 seconds.
Oh yeah, lasers are
It was
lasers. Good
phenomenal.
stuff. Yeah. Nice.
Again, with the solar, I got solar everywhere. I know Xcal didn't like solar when he did the whetstone. I think I heard him like on stream at some point, like, I hate the solar and all this stuff. And he had,
Oh
like one
dude.
on top and one angled on the side.
Nah,
I
he
mean, I can
likes
see that. You're
solar.
not going
He
to generate
likes
any power from
solar.
three panels, but
Yeah.
I did what I could. So
I freaking love solar.
that's how
That's
this one
that's
came out.
what I've been basing everything I'm doing this season on. So
hmm
yeah,
It's so
solar's
nice.
good. Solar's good, and thanks to Vermilion for doing that.
Oh, huge, huge props
Yeah,
to him.
yeah. I mean, I know that they'd been running on some servers some solar mods. Some
hmm
hey RCVs we can put solar on. And that was been a thing for a little bit of some servers out there. They've been running mods to do that, but to make it official, that's yeah.
Yeah, really cool.
Reforged.
Really cool.
Yeah.
And I guess for the last one here,
Yeah. Yeah.
this is my latest iteration of a teleport base. I wanted to put more panels on it, give it a little
Mm-hmm.
different shape.
Right.
So I changed the shaping up some.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's still all carbon. It's not meant to withstand attacks at all.
Right. Right.
The internals are essentially the same,
Mm-hmm.
but it's easily changeable. It's modular in its
Yeah.
own way. So I like to have one of these easily available, so I can just plop it down if we find a nice planet.
Mm-hmm.
Because we tend to do planetary mining rather than space mining, just because of
Yeah.
we're in a base on a
Yeah.
planet, so
Yeah.
we tend to go from there. But this season, we happen to luck out. We're 58.8 light years from Anvil, so
Oh,
we can get there in
nice.
one teleport hop or one jump,
Nice.
and it's been really nice having access to that as we get
Right
fleshed out,
on.
really.
Yeah. Be it the Anvil City is really nice. It really is.
Oh yeah, like huge props to Pear and
Oh,
I,
dude, Pair
I forget
78.
who else
He's a
is working on it,
maestro.
but yeah,
Putting it.
it's
Maris.
that's a hell of an accomplishment right there.
Maris is his sidekick in arms.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Maris and
They
Pear,
they
they
did a
really,
phenomenal job with that.
yeah, they do great work. They
Even if I
do.
get 20 FPS when I'm in the trade center, but that's my problem out there.
Hey man, you're finding all these trade goods in one spot, you know.
Right. It's
So
great.
yeah. And just for the record, folks, advanced thrusters, 290,000 a pop.
Oh, are they really?
Go sell them, puppy.
Wow.
You heard it here first, friends.
There you go. There you go.
So I couldn't sit on that any longer. Information's got to be free. Advanced
That's right.
thrusters, 290,000 a pop.
Just got to take down something that has them.
That's right. Or just make them.
Oh yeah. You
What
make
about
them.
that,
That's
right? Just produce
not
them
that
and
hard.
sell them. Yeah, that might be a thing. Yeah. Okay. Not that I would do something. I wouldn't do anything, but maybe once.
Hey, an economy is an economy, right?
That's an economy. Yeah,
Someone's going to buy something.
that's right. Well, man, I can tell from all this stuff, you are quite the prolific builder. So this Dude, this has been a real joy. It really has. I really
Yeah, it's been fun.
appreciate you talking to me about your stuff. It sounds like I got just a few more questions and we'll close. Let me
Shoot.
ask you this. Do you rate your ships for any certain G's or do you test them for any specific G's? I told you there'd be some hardball questions, Stan. So here we go.
Um,
How do you do that, or what do you do, or do you just go, if it's too heavy, unload the shit? What do you do?
Typically, I'll look at the numbers,
Mm-hmm.
partway through,
Mm-hmm.
or most of the way through, and because at that point the most of the body's done, most of the internals are done. You have a
Mm-hmm.
good grasp on what the thing's going to weigh or what the
Mm-hmm.
mass is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and at that point, if it's, I don't know, I like to keep it at least 30
Mm-hmm.
meters per second,
Mm-hmm.
which means you can get off a
Right.
3G planet.
Right.
Um, if it's going to be more than that, great.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't really designed anything specifically yet to be like a high G lifter. I know there's stuff
Right.
out there that's
Right.
already done. If I need something
Right.
like that, I'll just grab a blueprint.
Right.
At some point, maybe I'll get to that, but
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I haven't really at this point designed for high G
Well,
or test for it.
it's a big universe out there. Why do
Oh
you?
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a big argument for who gives a shit. There's a 4G planet there. Let's find another one that's got the same
Hmm.
crap that we can.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
But there's also the challenge, like
Oh yeah,
the personal
yeah.
challenge. Like, can I do something that's going to
Hmm.
take care of my requirements and
Right,
let me progress to a point that I want to get to in the game? And
right.
there are absolutely people like that, and props to
Hmm.
them. I haven't hit that point yet where I
Oh yeah.
I need to handle every situation.
I want to
Um,
jump off a ramp and break my leg. I mean, that's I need that achievement.
right.
Actually, I would like to get involved in doing so, and I've some of the stuff. My cargo I've tested in 4G just to
Hmm.
see, like, okay, if I get trapped and forget to look at the planet and land, and it turns out to be, can I empty everything and take off?
Yeah.
Like, come
Or can
pick
I
it
just
up
take the
later.
thrusters off the back and put them on the bottom, kind of
Yeah,
thing?
or do something like that. Yeah, yeah. Right now, I think I have like 170 crew just to keep that CPU to throw
Mm,
in a couple of
okay.
gens, some down
Well,
thrusters to get off in an emergency
there you go.
situation. Okay, all right. Well, dude, that's really all we got, guys. I appreciate you guys for watching this. Again, this is Stan2112. Take a look at his stuff, his blueprints on the workshop for Reforged Eden in specific, and some vanilla as well. He does bases, he does a lot of different stuff, and so that's it for tonight. So thank you guys for watching. I'm going to raid somebody. Let's see who we can. Let's see what we can do as far as some hot raid action. We're gonna get in here and twitch it up, and hopefully somebody's playing some Empyrean. Let's see what we
Thanks for
got.
having me on, dude. It was fun.
Dude, nah, man, I appreciate it. Listen, man, if I'm ever in chat, man, please feel free to just hop in and chat and say howdy do, or just, dude, I play all the time. I mean,
I know. I see your notifications that you're streaming all the time.
I'm really,
I'll
I'm
stop by.
really, I'm really about geeking it up. So, anyways, I'm gonna raid script. Another
Oh, there we
great
go. That's a good
builder.
one.
Yeah, so we're gonna get this guy going here. The script HDX. There we go. Let's see if that even works. Yeah. Thanks, guys, for watching this. You guys have a good evening. And we
See you guys.
are 210. Boom. There we go. All right. It looks like we got the raid going. All right. Man, that went really smooth. Really smooth, Stan.
Yeah,
You
I
were
think it
my
went pretty
first
well.
time, and you were very gentle.
I'm I'm happy to have that response. That's
There
good.
you go. There you go, bro.